All right, we're recording. We're rolling.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beautiful Friendship Podcast. I'm Luke Anaya,
I'm Eric Dominguez.
and today we're going to be talking about two wonderful movies, and that's basically what we'll be doing for this whole podcast. This is the start of a new with us, right, Eric?
Yeah, the start of a new beautiful friendship. The Beautiful Friendship Podcast. Welcome everybody. Um,
Absolutely.
uh, yeah. So, do you want to give some background about each of our channels? I run Zork TV. I talk about movie content on my podcast, movie analysis, movie criticism. You can talk about your stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. I right as of right now, I'm in charge of the Milk Gang YouTube channel, and we do Western short films. We're in the middle of making a pretty big short film that we've been that I've been recording for over a year now at this point. And if you want to check out some other short films, you should subscribe to the Milk Gang YouTube channel.
It's good stuff, I'll say. So yeah, this is going to be something that we're going to be doing together every single week from now until we decide not to. Um, every single Monday, you'll have a new episode drop in for you. I think on all platforms. Don't quote me on that because I haven't uploaded it at this moment. But I think like all big podcast platforms, fucking Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I don't know, Pocket Cast, all those ones. I'll get it up there. I'll figure out a way. But also it'll be available on YouTube. So yeah, wherever you want to find it, you'll be able to find this podcast.
Absolutely.
Every
All
Monday.
right.
Check the community post tab on the YouTube channel page for updates on shit. And let's get rolling. To start
Let's
off,
just jump right into
yeah.
it.
Well, to start off, how do you feel about the movies lately, Luke?
How do I
The
feel about the
movies.
movies lately? Well, honestly, Eric, there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of corporate slop. And sometimes, ironically, those could be some of the funnest movies you see. You get your friend, you get some popcorn, watch a shit movie, that can be fun. But I also think that I don't believe that like people say like cinema is dead, which is like insane. Because I think that there's a ton of like really great movies, especially last year, 2025. Like absolutely like incredible works of art were made that year.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
that's something that pisses me off a lot. You see this a lot of people saying shit. They're like, "Oh, there's nothing good in the theaters anymore. I go to the theaters," and that's just not true. Like tens of thousands of movies release each year, and the truth is that a lot of them are good. But the thing is, people are getting sick with the big blockbuster shit that we're seeing come out. And to find great movies, you just gotta look. You gotta know where to find them. Um, and so that's what kind
absolutely.
of pisses me off when people say there are no good movies anymore. Because of course there's good movies. There's always going to be good movies. I mean, movie making, filmmaking, cinema is an art. Just like music, just like architecture, painting, sculpting, all of that. It's an art. It's the most maximalist art form, of course, but it's an art, and it's a pop art too. It's very popular. It's one of the most popular art forms. You don't see little 6-year-old boy like getting excited about the Mona Lisa. I mean, maybe there is, but what I'm saying is that about filmmaking itself is it in its conception, it is the most widely, how do I want to say this? Widely
Yeah, no,
digestible medium of filmmaking.
yes,
It's
exactly. I know what
not
you're talking
filmmaking of art. It's something that everyone loves. You can ask everybody. Everybody has movies they love, whether or not you like them. But it's this kind of thing that's connected with a large amount of the general population. I'm not saying that it's a higher form of art than the other forms of art. I love other forms of art. I love poetry. I'm starting to get into literature. Obviously, I've always loved music, but everyone loves music.
for
I
sure.
mean, but like, yeah, it's pretty much music and film are the pop arts of the 20th century because we've had cinema and music replace the art of literature, which used to be the pop art. And what's so fun about that is that a big artistic movie or just anything, because all movies are art, no matter if they're good or not, but all of that can connect to anyone, and you see young children to very old adults connecting to cinema in a way like that, and I think that's interesting, and that's part of why I love the cinematic filmmaking and the idea of cinema.
Absolutely. That was perfectly well said. Sometimes I have a hard time finding the words to describe how much I love movies, how much I love film and and cinema, cinema. You know, I like it's a great thing. And I love making films as well. Like it's so much fun and I'm all about telling the story. Like I love myself a good story.
I mean,
I think that oftentimes could is probably the best part of a movie, you know? Like a movie could be well shot and well produced and all that stuff, but if there isn't something for me to latch on, then it's hard for me to enjoy that movie. But if you just tell a good story and you have morals and it's a story that you could actually learn things from and kind of grow on what you enjoy, I feel like that's just, it's a beautiful thing. It's entertainment. It's great.
what I want to say is I have two like fucking rebuttals for what you just said. Number one, you said you love filmmaking, you love making the art of film, and I think the best artists are always the super fans of the art form that they are making for. If someone is not a super fan of the art form they're making for, I sure they're making art, but I just don't think that they can make good art. You have to have that love for it, that pure love, that pure unobjectified, undisputed love for the art that you're making for. And a lot of filmmakers you see that they're these really humble people, or I mean, a lot of them can be arrogant dicks and divas, but I think on the inside they have this humble love for art. I think even a lot of our modern day filmmakers, even filmmakers who are divas, who consider their films great art and they're all arrogant about their art. I feel like the classics they'll bow down to, the big classic directors, they're these people that they'll bow down to. They're almost like religious figures to these people. I mean, fucking
I know, yeah.
the Coen brothers are my fucking gods. Like I love those guys. And I just can't deny it, you know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And I would say as a me, I love the Coen brothers. I love their work. I love the way that their movies are just can go like bonkers, just like off the rails. Like it's like there could just be unexpected wild turns in their movies. I love their comedies, and even in their more serious movies, you can find the comedy in there. And I think one of the best examples of this, and I know that it's like a super cliche movie to like, but I have like my favorite movie of all time is No Country for Old Men, and I am fascinated with the production of that movie because it looked like such a fun movie to make. Like obviously, Josh Brolin has a lot of fun with being out in the elements and stuff like that. Like he always talks about that stuff. But even with the other actors and like studying your characters and I know some people in that film, and they just said that they just had a blast. And the Coens are like I don't know, they seem like pretty funny guys. Like they always stick to the script, like to an insane degree. I mean, look at Fargo. There's that part in Fargo where he was, you know, like no, this is a typo. I don't remember what it was, but there was like a typo in the script or something, and the Cohen was like, well, it's in the script, so it's got to stay that way. So you just say it. I forgot, but it's one of the things that the oh my God, one of the one of the duo's names said that in the car scene. But I find
Yeah.
that super fascinating.
I think the other thing that I wanted to say about this statement, the statement you said before, is you said that a movie to be great has to connect with you and teach you and learn something. And you were talking about the high production design of a film. And I think that there are films that I've seen that have the best of everything, the best acting, the best cinematography, the best script, the best score, just the top tier of everything. And I don't consider them masterpieces. And that's just because they don't have that small little spark of an element that's just something that connects to me. That's like,
Yeah.
I consider it a 10 out of 10, you know? I
Yeah,
consider it
no,
a
that's
masterpiece. Like, for me
hmm
to rate something a 10 out of 10, and of course, you can check my letterbox. I have a lot of fives on there. It's my most rated category, but all of those films I hold very dearly, and all of those films that right after I watch them, I wouldn't. I don't think like a pit in my stomach is the right term. Maybe like butterflies in my stomach. It's also not the right term. But there's just this feeling that you have, this indescribable feeling that you know that there's something special about that film. At least special to you. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. I agree with that statement. Like I said, it doesn't, yeah, really, it doesn't matter. Well,
Mm.
well, I don't know. Well, yes. Hold on. I'm trying to say this right now. A movie can be art. And you know what?
What do you mean a movie can
I
be art? A
consider
movie
all,
is art. I think
yeah,
it's
I consider all
possible
movies art.
for a movie
It's all
not.
art.
Well, I think it's possible for a movie to not be art. If you have, which may be coming soon, unfortunately, if we have fully AI generated movies, I'm not going to consider a fully AI
Yeah,
generated movie art. It's just not.
yeah, that's
Um,
true. That's
or
true.
this
And
kind of
that's a shame that that is happening.
fully corporatized dog
But
shit slop movie, I'm not going to call art either. But yeah, consider what you're. Can continue.
that's true. But you know what? Like, this is another weird thing. Is it art? Because okay, let's consider this scenario. It's just corporate slop, just made to make money. So basically, the Minecraft movie. I mean, you think
Fuck that
about the
movie.
Minecraft movie, right? I'm just gonna use this as an example. That movie is is shit, but I
Tell me
enjoyed
about it.
watching it.
I
Dude,
don't.
I enjoyed watching it, man.
Anyway,
It was like some of the funnest I've laughed with my
but
friends. But I wouldn't consider its conception art. However, there's some things like if you look behind the scenes and you see the people making the sets, which by the way, I feel like the sets that they made were like way cooler than what
oh
was
yeah,
actually in the
I
movie,
think, and I
which is
think
so dumb.
that's with a movie like that. That's one of the biggest tragedies is that there is someone, and there's a lot of people work on these big fucking movies, and when a big blockbuster is fucking atrocious and like Minecraft, it does make me sad because a lot of people put genuine effort in that. There is some artistry in that movie, but the fact is you can't tell when you're watching it. You just can't. All of those sets are covered up by CGI. It looks ugly as shit in
I
that
know,
film.
bro. No, it's genuinely that one's pretty atrocious. Pretty atrocious, but I did have a good time. I wouldn't consider it like life-changing, obviously, or even like it's just kind of depressing the more you think about it. But that is another part of it. And I'm glad that you could see that my point where a lot of people put effort into certain things and then it just completely gets foreshadowed to whatever the producers want, which
I
is
mean,
a
it's not
shame.
necessarily the producers, and I think that it's a misconception that producers are
Yeah.
always the evil
Well,
villain.
maybe it's not. It's
If
probably
you,
not the producers. It's probably
well,
just like
it really
I don't
depends.
know.
And
It's
if
just
you
the
know
direction, I guess.
if you know about how Hollywood really works, there can be some great producers, some even amazing
Yeah.
producers who really do help
No,
a
yeah,
quality
I'm
of the
not
film
saying that all
shine.
producers are ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think that's a pretty big misconception that like producers are always the bad guy. Yeah, the kind of villain caricature that we have in our heads of these big producers and studio execs are definitely true. Maybe even they're worse than we think. I mean, we know some of them are fucking hanging out on like child sex trafficking islands, if you know what I'm talking about with the fucking Epstein files coming out recently. I mean, it's probably worse than you think, and a lot of these people are terrible, but also a lot of them are great. And yeah, I just don't want to take some of the power away and
For
just
sure.
like disrespect some of the great producers that do great work in the business.
Yeah.
I
And
respect.
also producers like it's just a label like any I mean actors are producers for certain movies and stuff like that and even wonderful directors are producers for a movie. I believe if I'm correct Danny DeVito was actually a producer for Pulp Fiction. And I have obviously a lot of respect for Danny DeVito that he read the script and he, saw the vision and was like, "All right, let's make this come to life."
Yeah.
There's a lot of respect there. Um,
Um. Yeah.
where
So,
there's not respect is the Minecraft movie.
anyways, I think you guys are gonna hear us talk about cinema in that way and the industry in that way a lot throughout this podcast. But I do want to transfer into talking about Marty Supreme. And my segue is that yes, we talked about a little bit earlier about a lot of people are saying there's no great shit in theaters. There's no great shit in theaters. And Marty Supreme is a film right now that is doing decently well at the box office. I wouldn't say it's crushing it or it's doing great, but it's doing decently well. A lot of people are enjoying it, and a lot of people are going to see it, and that is thanks to A24's marketing campaign. I think this is their biggest marketing campaign ever. I don't know if you've seen, they have the Marty Supreme blimp. They had that Zoom video where he's going Schwepp, and it's they have the fucking Marty Supreme jackets. By the way, I want a Marty Supreme jacket so fucking bad. They're just expensive as shit. Yeah, we had them with SD Kid. I don't know how to that rapper. And there's a whole conspiracy theory around people thinking Timmy was him. But anyway, this movie A24 has been going firing on all cylinders, trying to get this movie in people's eyes and in people's hands, and trying to get people to go see this movie. And it's doing well at the box office, and from what I can see, the consensus is very good. This is a film that I would consider high art. I mean, it makes a lot of great choices, and I there's a video about it on my channel, but there's movies that I consider baby movies, which are movies that make stupid and dumb decisions, and movies that maybe over-explain themselves or emotionally manipulate, which I'm going to tread that statement lightly, because every movie manipulates you emotionally, but like, they can,
I know
but a movie can exploit your emotions, and movies can be dumbed down and simple, and I feel like those movies are kind of insulting to the viewers, so that's why I call them baby movies. Well, I don't think all of them are insulting to viewers. Some movies I like, I call baby movies as well, but Marty Supreme, in my eyes, is very much not a baby movie. I mean, I don't think it's very much a normie movie either. I mean, I can see how it connects to a lot of people, but I don't think it is in its very construction. And I find it very lightening, and I find it a very positive thing that a lot of people are enjoying Marty Supreme. The consensus around it seems to be mostly positive, and I'm glad about that. So let's jump in to talk about Marty Supreme. Oh, and by the way, I should have mentioned this at top for fucking views, but we'll do it in here now. We're going to talk about spoilers. We're going to have a spoiler section and a non-spoiler section for each film. There'll be mark links in the description. I'll chapter the YouTube video. All that goodness for you, viewers. So, but right now we're going to talk about Marty Supreme, no spoilers. So, Luke, what is your no spoiler thoughts about Marty Supreme? Just very general no spoiler thoughts.
General no spoiler thoughts. All right. So, could I talk about the context of my personal experience watching this? Or do I just
actually
quick,
first before we do that, I forgot to do this. I'll do this for when we talk about Train Dreams later. But so I'm just gonna, at the top, for people who may not know what the movie is or know what it's about, I'm just gonna do a quick little tagline about it. So this is a quick little synopsis for the film. Marty Mauser, a young man with a dream of becoming the world's best ping pong player, goes to hell and back in the pursuit of greatness. Do you think that that's accurate to what the film is? I think
honestly,
kind of, only kind of.
Kind of, yeah. I feel like it's bait, just a little, not
slightly.
Bait,
but this is also based off the life, or loosely based off the life of a real ping pong player, Marty Reisman. Not specifically based. The character of Marty Mauser is a fake character. And a lot of these events are fictional, but it meshmashes real and fake events, and the time period is very grounded and real to what it's like. And there's a lot about that I'll talk about later, but yeah. Okay, Luke, what is your general non-spoiler thoughts about Marty Supreme? Yeah, please talk about...
Off the gate.
Yeah.
It's great. It is great.
And yeah, please talk about your personal experience with it as well, because that's interesting.
Let me just tell you this one. This one's wild. All right, so one day I was just on YouTube, right, and saw A24 posted a trailer for a movie, and I actually did not know that it was a Safdie brothers movie. And
did you know of the Safdie brothers before you saw the trailer?
No, I didn't. I did not know it was a Safdie brother. I did not know or a Safdie brother. I did not know it was
Did you know of the Safdie brothers before?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen Uncle Jim's.
Well, I'm like a huge fanatic. So I've known about this film ever since it was announced that Josh Safdie was developing a ping pong movie. This was announced shortly after it was announced the Safdie brothers were breaking up, which is, I think, one of the earliest director breakups, because we've seen, other directors break up, like the Frellies, I believe, broke up. Obviously, the Coens are the
Yeah.
big one, but they broke up very much later in their career. But these guys broke up very early, only having, like, 4 movies under their belt. Yeah, 4 movies under their belt before they broke
Yeah.
up. But yeah,
But
please
like a lot of
continue.
those movies were huge successes. But yeah,
Mm.
I saw this movie, didn't know it was Mr. Safdie, and you know what my immediate thought was? I don't know, bro. I was kind of pissed, and I don't even know why. I don't know why. I was like, like the trailer, and obviously I watched
Are
the
you a
trailer again, and I think it
anti-Chalamet
does a good
fan?
job. Am I an anti? Honestly, bro, I'm not anti-Chalamet. Like, I didn't get on the hate train or anything, but
Okay.
like, he kind of pisses me
I have my
off.
thoughts about
Not
Timmy.
not in any
I'm
not in
gonna,
any way.
I'm gonna, I'm
Tell
gonna.
us about Timmy.
And later I'll keep you talking, but I'm just gonna say I'm gonna defend my boy Timmy throughout this discussion.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
keep
no,
going.
defend him. Defend him as much as you want because I'm a changed man, so it's okay. Don't worry, I'm a changed man. But yeah, I was pissed just a little bit. It was just based on the concept, just because I didn't know what that it was like loosely
You were
based on another
pissed based
person.
on the concept?
Yes, bro. I was like, bro, is this another fucking biopic about a
Okay,
sports movie
okay,
biopic?
okay. I can get that angle,
That's see what I'm
but
saying? See
I
what I'm
thought
saying?
fucking ping pong. That sounds so fucking cool. That's fucking peak.
Oh, I
I
think the
I'm
ping
like
pong is the best part.
I
I do.
love goofy plot, and ping pong is like, I think this also plays into the movie a lot. But ping pong by tree is a very, like, generally it's a very, like, kind of goofy sport. It's looked at a little bit lower than the other sports,
No, it
and
is, bro.
yeah,
It's on, like Carnival Cruises and like you just like it's a funny game that like no
there's
one can
also,
like I don't think you realize how hard a ping pong is. Like it's super hard to like actually do, but it's fun. Like
oh,
don't
of
get me
course,
wrong.
it's a real sport, and I have nothing but respect for the people who are
Yeah.
great at it. I don't think I could ever be great at it. I've tried playing ping pong before. I'm suck. I'm shit at it. I don't
Smash
think I could
Bros.
even score 1 point. It requires a lot of coordination, a lot of strength, a lot of stamina, and I have nothing but respect for people who play it. But what I am saying is that, like, in the general, like, consensus, um, people talk about ping pong as a lower sport.
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, that watching the movie again, that like correlates perfectly with his character. And I'm obviously, respect that now, but when I first saw that, I was just I was kind of over it. I was over the biopic because I thought it was a biopic. And the trailer, I don't know. It's a good trailer, but I don't think it did it justice necessarily.
Yeah,
Like it was kind of a little bit boring in my eyes. I think the marketing makes up for the trailer. It was just an interesting it was just a weird thing. But I think the one part I actually did like about the trailer being like immediately seeing Timothy Chalamet's face, I was like, wow, this guy's kind of playing a different character. Like he's kind of a creep.
I
Like
mean,
when he's on the phone, I was like, oh my God, this actually might be something cool. This
okay.
might be cool.
Well,
And
you
then I
talked
was
about his
like,
face for a little bit, and he put on Josh Safdie put acne scar makeup and acne makeup, and even just some scars on him just to make him look like he's been in a fight, and also acne scars to make him look like a younger boy, even though Chalamet is only a couple years older than the character of Mauser in the film.
yeah,
But I
what is he
love
like?
that
He's like
choice.
30?
Uh,
Yeah, I do too.
Chalamet, I think, is now 30, but when he was playing, he was like 28, 29, and the character of Marty Mauser is 23, I believe. 23,
Okay, so
24.
that's not, I mean, honestly, that makes sense. That checks out. That's pretty good casting.
Yeah,
Like,
and the idea of adding makeup, it's a choice that I love personally, for multiple reasons. But Safdies have always been a very grounded kind of filmmaker. They've always been kind of in your face. They've always loved the grime and the grit of the real world. They've loved showing that off. Obviously, all of their films are very much that. Um, and you can tell that in this film, compared to Benny's film, which I would love to talk about later a little bit, that
oh yeah.
Josh's sensibilities are very much more the grounded and the grittiness and the grime, which I like. The other thing is that in movies, usually people's faces are made to look more pretty. People are usually make look more clean. I mean, less now, but back in the golden age of movies, like the 50s and 60s, 40s, like those people look clean. Like their light makes their skin look like fabric. It's so soft. Everything's so sheeny. Everything's so shiny. And I think that can be a detriment and an attribute, a great attribute of and a strength of those older films. Obviously you got to look at something in the context, and I think that that's a detriment to some of those films and also a strength to some of those films. But the very specific choice here, and not just with Marty, but you can see this on Tyler's character, how he has the broken nose, he's bleeding. All of these characters have some grit and grime to them and to their face, and that also specifically plays because a lot of this is filmed very up close to their face, so you get to see that detail. I just think that's a very specific choice that I found very interesting about this film.
No, I totally understand that. It's a good choice. Like I said, I like how they made him like a creep. It's like something like when I first clicked on it, I would think that it was, just another like sports biopic that's like gonna be, trying its very hardest to be like this acclaimed like thing. But you know what? I kind of had faith for it, and then as it simmered, I got more and more and more excited about the movie. I remember that one of the film teachers at my
Wait,
school was like, yeah, Marty Miles is gonna be movie of the year. Like it's just there's no doubt about it. And then I was like, all right. Sorry, what?
okay, well, I think there's a different movie
Sorry,
here,
what
but
were you gonna say?
fucking One Battle Man.
There's a different movie
But
of the
yeah,
year.
One Battle Man.
Dude,
I love more. I
yes,
love
I
Marty
know.
Supreme, but I think it pales in comparison to One Battle, and we could also talk about that later. But
And my hype for this movie, Marty Supreme, was getting more and more and more. And I have a very good friend, Michael, and I was like, "Bro, do you want to see a ping pong movie with me?" And oh wait, hold on. Skipped a little bit, but then the reviews for the movie came out, and obviously, you gave it a 10 out of 10. I saw that on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh my God, Eric Dominguez gave this movie a 10 out of 10. I am in for a treat." I knew it was probably going to be good, some quality, but I didn't know it was going to be like a masterpiece. And then I just got more and more and more excited. I asked Michael, I'm like, hey, do you want to see this ping pong movie? And he was like, fuck no, because that sounds fucking stupid. And then he was like, and then I was like, no, trust, it's gonna be good. And then you know what? We got tickets. We went to Flick's Brew House, and honestly, I really like kind of off topic, but I love the screen at Flick's. Like the movie fit so perfectly in the screen. It wasn't like you could see any any space in between the projection. It was just
yeah,
like perfectly fit.
um,
I enjoyed.
that's hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's specifically like a projector thing.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But I
I
enjoyed
mean,
it.
like I
And
personally saw it
also,
at Cinemark Central Rio 24. It looked good on that screen too.
okay.
So
Yeah. No, I just mean and I've been to that theater. I've seen movies at that theater. I believe I saw One Battle after that in that theater. But I don't know, it was just something about it was like it just looked extra good. Like even with when the trailers were showing and everything, I was like, this looks extra good. I don't know.
maybe
But
a placebo, but from hype.
maybe, dude. Genuinely maybe. Like I was in the mood that day. Um, because I was so excited to see it. Also, one thing I will say, I enjoyed, and I don't know if they did this for your theater, but usually before they show the trailers, they show like local ads and stuff like that. But for this movie in particular, they showed like Popeyes clips and they showed other ping pong clips from the 50s and like the actual Marty, like the actual guy that the movie is loosely based off
Mr.
of.
Marty Reisman.
And yes, Mr. Reisman in an interview, and I was like, "This is great! Like this is getting me excited." It reminded me of going to the New Beverly Cinema in LA, and
I'm so
before,
fucking jealous.
um, right now, but before Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tarantino specifically picked out movie trailers fitting the time period, and it gets you in the and that's what it reminded me of, and it just got me so much in the mood to watch this movie. And honestly, I think all movies should do that. Like, I obviously enjoy local ads. I think those are important, and they were able to sneak in a little bit of local ads. I think local ads are important. I was in a local ad, for Christ's sake, but like, I don't know, it just got me in the mood, and I really enjoyed it. And the movie started, and like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I'm gonna say this, and this is crazy. Eric, you might get upset at me for this, but I was not like when I saw one battle after another. I don't know why. I just wasn't like I just wasn't I was expecting a movie that was way, way, way more serious than one battle. Like I was expecting some like Eddington shit, and I don't know why, but I just wasn't able to have that much fun on my first watch, and then I watched it a second time, and it was just like even better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
funny that you mentioned Eddington in comparison to One Battle. I think Eddington is much more cynical and dark in its view of the same like political
yeah,
topics that One Battle's tackling. One Battle's a little bit more hopeful and more optimistic.
for sure.
So, and that's I think one of the strengths of One Battle. But Eddington is this fucking dark satire comedy that's just very relentless. It's very funny. Don't get me wrong, it is. But
Yeah, no,
it's
it's
fucking
hilarious.
it's relentless at being just as dark and as fucked up. And the whole thesis of the film is we're fucked as a society. And our phones are the things that have fucked us, which is interesting. But
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it was a
And
great, and that was a good movie,
yeah,
and
what
I
you're
liked
talking
that
about at the
movie.
Flicks, that's the Flicks pre-show. They do that for every single
Yeah,
movie they show. I like that. I just, I don't go to Flicks that often. I don't know. It's not my favorite theater, but we have dark tastes. But it's interesting that you talked about the
no,
hype for this film because
yeah,
really weeks leading up to this film, the hype was really growing like everywhere, or really, and at least big in the film community. And that hype was kind of seeping into normal people. Yeah, I would see posts and videos by people who are not like film fanatics, um, getting like interested. They're like, "What is this Marty Supreme movie? I actually might go see this." And in a time where movie theaters are getting more expensive, less and less people are going to movie theaters. More of the average Joe was wanting to spend a dime to go see Marty Supreme because something about the marketing was connecting with them, which is
absolutely.
great.
I
And I
and I
think,
understand that,
I think
and
the
that was actually
and I
sorry.
yeah, and I think the marketing's a feat, but I do have an issue with the marketing here. And it's not the blimp and it's not the fucking Schwepp Zoom call. I mean, I find Timmy slightly annoying throughout this marketing campaign. It got to me after a bit. I found it endearing at the start, but that's another conversation. And honestly, I don't really care. The Schwepp is kind of funny, and
It's hilarious, bro.
but specifically the trailer and the tagline. The tagline for this movie is "Dream Big," and the trailer
Yes.
and,
Okay.
and
Yes.
the
I'm glad
trailer
you brought
is
that
very
up, bro.
optimistic. The trailer portrays Marty Mauser as a man who is very optimistic and very determined at his goal, and he very much is. And it looked as a sports movie, this kind of underdog movie with this young man who everyone denies, and is very optimistic and determined at his goal, and ends up reaching it, or at least very optimistic. And that is true about the film. But I feel like it's and I feel like all of those aspects are in the film, but I feel like it's just slightly off. And this again,
No,
I'm
I
gonna keep
totally
talking here.
understand.
Sorry.
I understand. Dream big. I that kind of pissed me off just a little bit because I was like, what a fucking basic ass shrub of a fucking what
I
is it
mean,
called?
tagline.
Tagline?
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
mind it as a tagline. I just don't think it's that fitting for this film. I mean,
No, it's
after I
not. But
saw the
I think
film,
that's the
I'm like,
point.
this is not that fitting. And it doesn't seem like it's in a layer of irony either, which, directors don't have that much power in how their films are marketed. And obviously, more less accessible films like this one have to be marketed like this to get people to go out and see it. But as I was saying, after the film came out, a lot of people and I feel like the marketing is slightly to blame for this. There was a lot of discussion. I don't know if you've seen this, but from the general public, from people who are not in the film community, there's a lot of discussion about Marty Mauser as a character and as his morals. Is he a good person? Is he a terrible demon from hell? Right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
And
from watching the movie, can I
I,
add
I want
more to this?
I want to say one more thing before you add more. Sorry, but I feel like
Go
it's
ahead.
relevant before you say anything. We see two
Of
different
course.
sides of this analyzation of Marty as a character. We see one, this kind of like, which we've seen in the past, but this kind of literally me community kind of taking him in and kind of accepting him as the one of the literally me characters, along with Ryan Gosling's character in Drive. Um, obviously, uh, Taxi Driver's there. American Psycho
Sure.
is obviously there, and Nightcrawler. And Marty Mauser's like
Nightcrawler.
the new kind of like Marty Supreme was like the new like bro film, you know. And I
Yeah,
don't think that
I do know.
him being accepted in that way is quite correct in what Josh Safdie was trying to say with this character. But
Yeah, honestly though, I feel like you make a movie about this like kind of charismatic, kind of cheater, just like kind of not like he's not a cheater, but he'll do anything for his goal, like
he's a con
anything.
man.
He'll do the extreme. Yeah, he's a con man. He can be like charismatic at times and like kind of gets, the fame and all that and you're just naturally gonna have those people that are like, yes, bro, this is what an alpha looks like, bro. I'm gonna teach you the ways, and this is a movie that you should watch to pursue your
Yeah,
goals, and like, and I think it just comes naturally. I will say though, I haven't seen too many videos on that. In
yeah.
fact, I've seen more videos that are like making fun of those people, where I think it's coming to a fact that those people are like way less than people think,
Yeah,
because the
obviously.
literally me trend kind of died like maybe 2 years ago, in like
But
2023.
I think there's another analyzation of Marty's character that's also become popular. And it's that Marty, as a character, is a terrible person. He's a demon, and he's a terrible human, which I don't think is quite
I
true either.
disagree. Yeah, I
No,
disagree
obviously
with
I
that
disagree.
because
I
I
mean, he makes a lot of terrible decisions. We
oh
mentioned
yeah,
before
I
he's
don't
a
think
con
he's
man.
like a demon.
No, but in the film, we do see him pretty much conning every single person he comes across. Every single person is a
For sure.
con. And honestly, one of his characters is he's so over his head, he thinks of every single person in his life as a stepping stone for his goal.
That's true. And that's exactly what he does. He just, he steps on
And he
people
makes
for
some pretty
his
terrible
goal.
decisions, and he says some pretty terrible things. I mean, he's not a fully great person, and he makes some pretty bad acts, but I think
Yeah,
that's
he
kind
makes
of talking to the central thesis of the film,
exactly. He
which
makes bad, and I'm gonna relate Marty Mauser to Wolf of Wall Street
okay,
guy. I forgot what his
okay,
name was.
Jordan Belfort.
Yes. Just because they're kind of similar, like they're not
Okay,
incredibly similar, but they're kind of similar as
tread lightly,
like
buddy.
it's loosely based off of a real guy and
Loosely based.
literally mean people.
Wolf of Wall Street is like more of a direct adaptation of Jordan
Yeah,
Belfort's
okay,
life.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I don't think was the actual Marty that crazy, or was
No,
it
the
kind of
actual
just
Marty was not that crazy, but like it's hard to believe that the actual Jordan Belfort was that crazy.
no, he is actually crazy. Yeah. And that's fair. But
And yeah, Marty Mauser's Marty Reisman, but yeah,
Marty Reisman,
Marty Reisman's the name of the real guy that
yeah,
Mauser's character is based off of.
real dude. That's interesting. That's interesting that I mean, actually, it makes sense. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't, but yeah. Did he know that? Well, he's dead. Okay, is he
I
dead?
I think
Is
he passed away. I can confirm this. Um, yes, he passed away in 2012. It looks like.
interesting. So they kind of took a guy who had in a similar real arc and made him
Well, the real
like
real Marty
the
Reisman
character
was
they
a
wanted.
con man. He was like a self-proclaimed con man.
Oh, okay.
So,
Is he the kind of guy where he's like is he the kind of guy like in like in La Bamba, the brother, where the real person was like, yeah, I realize how much of a piece of shit I am, and I understand if you like, please make this movie.
I have not
Or
seen
did it?
La Bamba, unfortunately, but I it is on my watch list. I
I
do
would
want to watch it.
recommend it.
Yeah, I no,
I
I
would
do
totally
want to watch
recommend
it.
it.
But I don't know much about Marty Reisman. I do know that he's a self-proclaimed con artist. That's all I know. So,
Okay.
and that I know he
Well,
had like a
in that
similar
case,
attitude, but I don't think it was extreme as,
yeah,
um,
yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, of
yeah.
course.
But I think that speaks to something, and I am just gonna say it here. The thing, the elephant in the room is that Marty Mauser and the whole movie is about growing up. It's about being young and being in your 20s and being over your head and just being kind of young in general and making stupid decisions. And it's about that youthful optimism and that kind of blindful optimism. Like, the interesting thing about Mauser is that he talks about in the film about how he grew up on the streets. He grew up poor. He makes that and he emphasizes that fact in the film, and you think that that should make him less innocent. Although it just kind of speaks to how innocent all young people are. He has this innocent optimism to him, even though he is less innocent than other people his age. He has that view of the world, but he just doesn't have the age to view the world in that real way that anybody else, that people older than him can. He still has that youthful optimism that everyone his age has.
Yeah, of course. And you know what? And it's definitely the optimism, optimism. Jesus Christ. Um, fuck. I'm so sorry. I
You're all good.
completely blanked.
You're all good.
Can I say, kind of shifting topics a little bit to like me first watching the film
Yeah.
before we jump into spoilers.
I have a
Uh,
few more things I want to say before jumping into spoilers, but yeah,
yeah,
I'm
no, of
I'm
course,
almost ready to jump
absolutely.
into spoilers as well. But yes, keep
Okay,
going.
sounds good. So like, I don't know, watching this movie, I was just completely like, I don't know, I don't even know why. I was so happy. Like I had the biggest smile on my face because this was genuinely like I felt like I was watching like art. Like I was watching, well, not even art. It was just well, yes, it's art, but it was just so like it was like, this is so important. Like this is so incredible. Like literally the whole time, and the way it's paced, and the way that the characters talk is like how real people kind of talk, and just kind of. I mean, that's just the style of Mr. Safdie. And seeing that, I was just like completely. I was smiling the whole time. There were moments that were, even in the mild moments, in the surreal moments, I was getting like goosebumps, and I was like just thoroughly like invested into what I was watching from literally the beginning to the end of the movie, and it did not let go that entire time. It was incredible.
Yeah,
I loved it so much.
but
And honestly, I feel like, yeah. What are you gonna say?
yeah. Before we get to spoilers, I also want to say that as a character, Marty Mauser is the driving character of this film, and I think out of 2026, 2025, Marty Mauser is like one of the defining characters of 2025. I think you would agree. Like he's a pretty big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
No, he's
out of a
yeah.
2025 in film, um, out of a 2025 in film, we're seeing a lot of these, specifically male characters who are kind of buffoonish. They make a lot of mistakes, and they are kind of buffoonish. Um, and I
Yeah.
I think Marty, very much. I think some people won't agree with me, but I do think he very much embodies that kind of character, and we see that in a very different way. But Marty plays on the youthfulness of that buffoonery. Um, um, and I think that specifically also in Leo and One Battle After Another, Leonardo DiCaprio's character Bob Ferguson plays into the kind of the older, which I think these two films, One Battle After Another and Marty Mauser and Marty Supreme, are great companion films just because of that fact that Bob's character in One Battle After Another plays into kind of the older, more aged buffoonery that one can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we
Yeah,
see
I understand.
that kind of buffoonery in No Other Choice, which is another film coming out this year. Well, that came out this year,
Mhm.
or last year. Fuck, it's 2026, man. I'm not ready.
I know.
Um,
No, it's all right.
we see. I don't think you've seen Begonia, but we see that some sort of buffoonery also in the
I
characters
watched it.
in Begonia. But I don't think there's anything else. Um, I think, but like out of those characters, that kind of core buffoonery in these characters. Well, buffoonery. I think there is a core buffoonery in Eddington, as
Oh
well.
yeah.
All of the
Okay,
characters in
that's a
that film.
big one.
Yeah, but this kind of like buffoonery that plays on the different buffoonery in these, and honestly, it's the different faults of these characters the buffoonery is playing on. In Marty Supreme, the buffoonery is playing on his youthful optimism, his very innocent, youthful, young, kind of very maybe too much determined optimism. Is what his buffoonery kind of plays off of, and it's less of an obvious version of buffoonery because he's a very masculine character. I would say and he subdues masculinity throughout the film, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I know that's weird right now when you say stuff like that, but yeah, and I think less so because I think a buffooner, these kind of buffoonish traits can kind of break into your masculinity a little bit, but and you do see that in Marty Supreme a little bit, but less so in the other buffoonish characters of 2026, 2025.
Yeah. That's interesting that you bring that up. A lot of buffoonish characters. There's like literally every other movie that came out this year. I'm thinking back to our Mickey 17 last year.
Oh yeah,
Main
yeah.
guy, he's a good guy. I love him. He's a buffoon, you know? Like kind of really a buffoon.
Do you think
I
Victor Frankenstein could count as kind of a buffoon? I
yes.
think so.
I was just about to say that guy's also a buffoon. He's kind of just like
Fucking
kind of jump. He
fuck.
doesn't even know what he's doing.
The biggest buffoon of the year. Fucking Tim Robinson in Friendship. Tim Robinson's character in Friendship.
Oh
I
my
don't know if
God.
you've seen Friendship.
Yeah. Yeah, buffoon. I would say the like least buffoonish movie of this year is probably Sinners. I feel like they all kind of
Nah.
know what they're
Uh
doing
oh yeah, well they all know what they're
to
doing in
some
that movie,
extent.
but I think that movie's playing on
Yeah,
something very different. But that's the element
yeah,
these
for
all
sure.
share. Um, but I think like the least buffoonish movie of the year is probably Sentimental Value, but that's because it's very much doing a
Hmm.
whole other thing in a whole other galaxy.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Um, Highly recommend it.
I very much want to watch that. But
Um,
yes, it's yeah. I just I but he's not a buffoon in the way that some of these other
yeah,
characters are.
he's not
These
like
other characters are more. He's not like stumbling
he's
and
not a
tumbling around.
buffoon
He's
in
just
like your typical thought of it. When you think of a buffoon, he's not your typical thought of a buffoon, even though these characters are. Like the No Other Choice, that main character, that protagonist is very much the exact buffoon that you think of when you think of a buffoon. Same with Eddington,
yeah.
same with Begonia. I think a little bit
Mhm.
less in One Battle, but that's just because there is some like sentimentality and some fatherhood in that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, I feel like in that movie, like he has a goal, and he give him the benefit of the doubt. Even though he stumbles, he's like getting it. And even though some can argue that, maybe, well, I don't want to get into spoilers here, but some, that he doesn't do much. I think he does like at the end of the movie, he does like actually kind of do something that helps. So less so, but I know what you mean. Yeah,
And I think
but
you're playing something, but my favorite element of One Battle is I think like most movies and a lot of family movies, its main trait is family. But I think my favorite element of that is that despite the past that this character has had, which is a very dark past, he's done some very terrible things as a person, and despite the fact that he has sat around for 20 years rotting his brain, the one thing that makes him get off his ass is his daughter. He cares about his family so much that he will do anything to save his daughter. And I think there's something so beautiful and profound about the way it is played out in that film.
exactly. It's good to see that. And then it's also funny to see that like this guy you know, like he's the kind of guy where if he would probably he would do that on his couch. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely not.
yes,
I don't think so.
he does it, but
It's
like
his
he's
fucking daughter. He's going maximum 110% all the way. And that's what he fucking does in one battle, man. He
yeah,
that's the only thing that makes him go all the way though. The only thing in this world is his daughter. He cares about his
exactly,
family so
yes.
much. That is the only thing that'll make him go 200% further than anything else will make him go.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, Marty, and I think similar thing with Mr. Marty Mauser. He would also do anything except it's not as sentimental because it's not like he's only doing it for himself, obviously.
It's yeah,
His entire goal of the movie
it's much more
is
selfish.
super petty. Yeah, and petty.
And I don't
Like
think
not we're not yeah.
and I don't think his selfishness is fully bad in this film. Like I mean, it's toxic. His selfishness is toxic to everyone in his life in this film. But
Yeah,
I think part of his selfishness again is that youthful optimism. I think that everyone very young has that bit of selfishness, and I think that's just part of it. That's part of it. He can't grow past that. You know? Well, he
exactly.
does,
And
but
also there's a bit of this movie that, I've had, a lot of my friends talk about and discuss, and that is that this is a movie that is set in the 50s, but it's like nothing at all like the 50s,
well,
really.
the
I mean,
set
there
design,
are a lot of
everything, but
oh,
the
I mean, obviously the
yeah,
set design and the clothing and like the cars going down the street, it's all remarkable. It sets it
yeah,
extremely well
and
in
it's
that time period.
you
I'm
know it's in the
talking about
50s, but yeah,
yeah,
the
I'm
music
talking about
choices, yeah,
and the music choices are like 80s movies. And I would think that the way that these characters interact with each other is more like 80s than 50s,
yeah,
like like Tyler's character. I obviously got it on my head that that's not Tyler. That's
also,
his friend.
by the way, for anyone
Even
listening, Tyler the Creator is
yeah,
on some awesome shit right now. He's doing fucking amazing shit. So yeah, please go out and listen to him.
I know. But my favorite part of the movie is when he said, "Marty Mauser, don't tap the glass."
Yes.
I'm just kidding. But but like but that character is like totally not 50s, and that is the a very important part of the movie, and something that I think is super important because at least me, I don't know if you felt this way, but immediately I was like, oh, so Marty Mauser is basically ahead of his time. That's what I
Yes.
kind of
No,
got out of
that's
it. Like
that's
no
very
one in this
much.
movie is
Yeah, I
doing that.
think that's very much firmly what Josh Safdie is trying to say. And yeah, the
Exactly.
score is very 80s. It's very synthwave. The music
Yeah.
choices, but I think you failed to speak about here, which I think that the directing and the camera work is very contemporary. That's a very now way of directing things. And so it should be this weird
Yeah, it's true.
juxtaposition, but the weirdness of it is what Josh Safdie's playing off of, and that's what makes this movie so great. It's not something that would come from any other director. This is a very uniquely Josh Safdie pick of juxtaposition here, which is so interesting.
Absolutely is. But yeah, yeah, I'm glad that you noticed that. I noticed it more in the way that they talked and the music choices that, and kind of being an entrepreneur and how that's, changed. And we are kind of seeing,
Yeah, the modern
or
day
we
hustle
did
culture.
last year. Yeah, we're seeing that right now. We're seeing those influencers that are like, all right, here's how to make 1,000. So what you do is you buy property.
He feels kind of like Andrew Tate esque, and not like
Yes,
he
like they
has
would totally be
some of those
friends. You know
toxic
what I'm saying?
qualities. Okay, I don't think Marty Mauser and Andrew Tate would be friends. I think Marty Mauser does
Well, okay,
respect
that's actually
women
fair.
despite
But
making
I
some
do
of the
think
choices
that
that he
he
makes. But yeah,
would he be friends? No, but would they be affiliated? Like
no,
110%.
I don't
Marty
think so.
Mauser, are you
I think
serious? I
I
think
know. I
Marty
think
Mauser
I
would
think
do
Marty
anything
Mauser would
with
be a
any
modern day
character in that.
influencer, but I think it'd be a controversial one because he'd be the kind of guy to run his mouth without really thinking
So you
about
think he
being
talk shit?
controversial. Thinking about what?
So you think he talk shit? He talk shit
No, yeah, I
about
think
Andrew
so.
Tate.
I think he would talk
That
shit.
makes
I think he
sense.
knows
I
because
think
I
this could
think
go either
there
way
is
though.
something about it. Despite all the toxic choices Marty makes, there's something so real about him. He's such a real guy, and he has that real skill. And Andrew Tate, for example, he's such a fake guy. It's all a fucking persona for him. And I think someone like Mauser can notice that right away.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I just mean like I just see him like kind of in a podcast like arguing with him
Oh
more
yeah.
like it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
could you imagine like actually?
That would be crazy. I think Marty Mauser he would be hustling, posting those Instagram reels and those TikToks every single day if he lived right now in the Big 25, Big 26
I
actually.
know.
Fuck, it's the Big
But
26.
but anyway,
All
but
right.
anyway, yeah, he's ahead of his time, and I noticed that I was like, that's clever, and I really like that.
Anyway, so we're gonna go to spoilers now, but before our non-spoiler listeners, Luke, what do you give this out of a 10?
What do I give this specific movie out of a 10?
Yes, let's
Well,
rate it and then we'll go into spoilers.
well, honestly, I'm
Just
not even gonna lie. I think this is the second movie this year that has that for me has reached a 10 out of 10. Like genuinely. Like I was blown away by it. And
this
I
is
actually enjoyed it. Like
this is the
it's
fourth
insane.
movie this year that has reached a 10 out of 10 for me. Um,
Really?
I'm assuming your other 10 out of 10 is One Battle.
Yes, and yeah, absolutely. That's my
Yeah.
number one.
My my favorite film of the year is No Other Choice currently, but that's a
Okay.
10 out of 10. One Battle's my 10 out of 10, and Sentimental Value is my other 10 out of 10 of the year.
Yeah. Okay. That
Okay,
makes sense.
so all right, everybody, we're gonna go to spoilers now. So for anybody who has not seen the
Yes, we
movie
go.
or who does not care about spoilers, just keep going. If you have not seen the movie, timestamps in the description. You can skip to our next discussion about Train Dreams. But already, 3, 2, 1, spoilers. All right. So I just want to say one thing, Luke.
Yeah.
Something that I've been holding back this entire non-spoiler discussion. We need to
People are into
talk
it.
about the sperm.
Yes. Oh my God, that was me and I was laughing
Oh
my
my god, I
my
was
ass off.
fucking cackling
That
when
was
that came out.
that was hilarious. That was great, and it's a shame that that's like what most people are talking about. Like that's the most I see about the movie because it's just so like fucking hilarious
I
and
I think
super
that's I
memorable
think
and
that's
like
also
so funny.
it's memorable for a reason. It's done for a reason. It's very over the top, like many elements of this film. But also, I think it's one of the biggest elements of this film that is misinterpreted, or at least like they're
Really?
missing something about it. Obviously, it's supposed to be funny. It plays for a reason. It plays very funny. You're
Yeah.
supposed to laugh at it. But honestly, at the end of the film, after seeing the whole film and after seeing him, also the other big thing that we're dancing around. Marty gives birth
Yeah.
to a baby boy at the end of the movie. Um,
Wait, Marty gives birth?
Yes, Marty himself. There is a 10-minute extended sequence of Marty Mauser
Jesus
giving the first
Bro, best
male
part of
birth.
this movie.
Um,
Yeah, no, the kid that's probably in my opinion.
yeah, but
Let's talk about because the
well,
sperm is
yeah,
very
but
much.
after I saw the ending of this movie, I found the sperm kind of depressing, kind of somber, and invigorating, all at the same time with being absolutely hilarious.
I agree. I agree, and also that it also kind of closes an end because I know a lot of people are talking about how the baby's like has orange hair, which is like what the husband's hair is.
Oh,
But
fucking, I I
I
don't
do
care.
believe that that is Marty's kid. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that's Marty's
Okay,
kid.
so I have two things to rebuttal this statement.
Yeah.
Number one, this movie has already established itself as not quite taking place in our world. It takes place in a very, very close version to our world. But things happen in this movie, like the bathtub scene, that are not quite grounded in our reality. Also,
Yeah.
number two,
It's kind of like
Marty
it
Mauser
reminds me of like
is the
Atlanta.
Marty Mauser. Yes, I think it is very Atlanta-esque in that. I think there's some very Lynchian moments in this, and that's something that I feel like that term is very overused. But I think there are some very Lynch-like moments in this film. But also number two, do you really think that Marty Mauser is not the type of guy to dye his hair? Because I do. Come on, this guy is fucking
You
creating a
think
personality for himself. He's so fine-tuned about creating himself a persona. He's such the guy to dye his hair.
you think
He
he's
also
a
has fucking
redhead? That would be
freckles. Dude,
hilarious.
he has freckles. Look, I think my fan theory for Marty Supreme is that Marty Mauser is a
You think
secret
he's
redhead. Okay? Look, Josh
Jesus
Safdie made the
Christ.
specific decision to give him freckles as his makeup. I think he's dyeing his hair. I think he's a fucking redhead.
That's actually a great that I've never heard that before. That's actually a great like theory because I could totally see him doing
Dude.
that. Like
Okay,
it just it
that
makes
would
so
also
much
play into his
sense.
character so well. The fact that he's altering his looks as well as his persona and his body movement.
Yeah. Or that either that or like one day, when he was like a child, he was outside and he was like, I'm not putting on sunblock because I'm not gay. And then his skin peeled off and he has permanent freckles on his
Okay,
face.
I'm not gay. I
Because I could see
think
both of those.
again, Marty Mauser seems like the very accepting type of guy.
Oh well, yeah. I just mean that in a sense of like, well, I'm like not gonna do this just cause basically,
Okay.
just a
Okay.
theory.
So I have a few
But
questions.
yeah.
I feel
Or sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, keep going. And then I'll say after what you're done saying.
Well, when I was a baby, I had like very, very bright blonde hair, and then as I grew up, I kind of am getting darker hair. So, I mean, it's not like uncommon for a baby to have a completely different hair color. It's
Yeah.
fine. But what were you gonna say?
Yeah. So I have a few questions for you about this film. So obviously
Yeah.
it's doing well box office wise compared to its budget. A lot of people are seeing it. The general consensus is good. A lot of critics are raving about this film. It very firmly has a spot at the Oscars. It's going to get nominated
Oh yeah, for sure.
for many things. Um, but do you think so? I have two questions after this, and I'm going
Hmm.
to explain a little bit of context behind them before you answer them. But I'm going to explain the questions now. Number one, do you think Timmy's going to get the Oscar this year? And number two, do you believe in Timmy? Do you like believe in the persona of Timmy, the greatness of it? What I mean is that obviously Timmy is has a
Yeah.
Timmy as in Timothy Chalamet, but I'm gonna call him Timmy because he's a chum of mine. But obviously Timothy Chalamet or Timmy has had a track record of being nominated for many Oscars, giving in great performances, but never winning. He's been nominated several times, and last year, as he was nominated for Best Actor for A Complete Unknown, which is probably his biggest nomination or his biggest achievement. It's also another very
Yeah.
widespread film. It's a big Christmas release. And that's the other thing. I want to talk about the Christmas release of this film. This is one of the bigger Christmas films. I mean, like, Avatar is
Yes.
probably the firm big Christmas release this year. But, like, what else is other than Avatar? It's this. And what else other than this in Avatar? Obviously, there's, like, fucking The Housemaid and Anaconda and Song Sung Blue. But The Housemaid is only for white women. And no one gives a shit about fucking Anaconda or Song Sung Blue. It's pretty
Bro,
much this
Anaconda's peak.
it's pretty much this in Avatar, as the firm Christmas movies of this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Other than that, Timmy lost last year the Oscar. I thought he gave a pretty good performance, but I'm glad they gave it to Brody. I think Brody gave a better performance last year. Um, but
Yeah, the
Timmy,
list is
what
good.
last year he gave a monumental performance as Bob Dylan. I think this performance is better. But the other notable thing that happened last year, as I believe he won a Golden Globe right before the Oscars, they nominated him for a Golden Globe and he won. And he gave that famous speech. I'm sure you've seen millions of TikTok and Instagram reel edits of it, where Timmy says, I want to be one of the greats. That's the truth. I want to be great.
Hmm.
And I am, this is going to be a small, this is going to be a small inspiration in my path to greatness. So, my first question is, do you think Timmy's going to get the Oscar this year? Among the other rivals. And if you need to know what the other rivals are, well, I mean, we don't know the official nominations, but we kind of have an idea. And number
Yeah,
two,
just yeah.
do you believe Timmy is going to be one of the greats? Do you believe in Timothy Chalamet?
All right. So, do I think he's gonna get the Oscar? I'm gonna have to say, I'm honestly, quite honestly, I'm gonna have to say yes.
I do too.
I thoroughly,
I do too. He won.
I thoroughly believe that he's going to get this. Like, it makes sense. Like, his acting was phenomenal. Like, genuinely, I think this is probably his
Well,
best
I think the other
that
thing
I've
is,
seen.
I mean, I'm just gonna break it down for you. He's been winning a lot of the other award shows recently, as for Best Actor. He has a
Yeah.
phenomenal performance that's connecting with a lot of people. Number two, his biggest competitor is Leo for one battle, but I don't think they're going to give it to Leo. Even though this is a great Leo
Yeah.
performance, Leo already won for The Revenant a few years ago. I think the Academy still remembers that, and I think the Academy thinks it's Timmy's time to get his Oscar. The other competitors are Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Michael B. Jordan is great. He's incredible in Sinners. He's obviously
Yeah.
one of the best male performances of the year. Yes, of course, he
He'd be
deserves
my
to be
number 2.
nominated. Sinners is quickly falling out of the Oscar race. The Academy seems to have less and less interest in it by the day.
I know.
And he's black, and I think the Academy's kind of racist. Um,
No, I agree.
and the other options are Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, who is my personal favorite actor performance of the year. I love Timmy in this, but I think Ethan Hawke blows him out of the water in Blue Moon. Blue Moon's incredible, by the way. You should see it. And
Watch
the
it,
other
yeah.
performance is Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, who I also think is phenomenal. But he's also brown, and that is a Brazilian film that is not American. I don't think he's going to get it. I think
Yeah.
it is Timmy that is firmly in the lead here, and I think he is going to get it.
I agree. I agree. And as for the second question, do I think he's going to be one of the greats? I honestly am gonna say, okay, define like one of the greats. When you say one of the greats, you mean like Al Pacino, Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Because even though Leonardo has like what, one Oscar, it's like he's.
Well, yeah,
I
but
would
like
say
I'm
he's one of
saying,
the
like
greats.
in the
Would you not?
zeitgeist, like we're like up there with fucking Marlon Brando and
Oh,
fucking
geez,
Robert De Niro.
up there.
Yes, very up there. Daniel Day-Lewis. Like
Oh
Timmy
man.
last year, he specifically mentioned he wants to be among Daniel Day-Lewis for one of the greats. So do you
Okay.
do you think he has a path to one of the greats? I do. I think if he
Yeah.
keeps
Okay.
going like
So
he is, he will.
let's see. He's a young guy, which, and he already, you know, has an Oscar, and he's a young guy,
He does not have an
and
Oscar.
he.
He does not. He has not
Oh,
won
he
one yet.
doesn't. I thought you
No.
said that he.
He's been nominated multiple
Oh, that was
times,
for the other. Oh, okay.
but
Okay. Never mind.
he
Never
is
mind.
he's never
Yeah.
won.
Okay. Yes. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, about what I said. But I do think that he's going to be one of the greats, just because like he's young and there's obviously going to be in the future. I see many opportunities, and when he grows older, I think like this generation, that's kind of, I would say that that's probably the actor of this generation. Would you not? Like in
I
terms
mean,
of
I guess so. I mean, I don't know if I would have said that
yeah,
last year, maybe even 2 years ago, but yeah, I mean, it might be
yeah,
looking
but
like it.
like I mean, just yeah,
He's
just
really
think about
stirring
it.
some
Yeah,
shit up. He stirred a lot of shit up with Marty Supreme. I think he might be the actor of this
exactly.
generation.
And then obviously the Dune movies getting a lot of hype
Fuck.
and
I mean,
probably even
he's so fucking good
what do
in
you
them
mean?
too. I'm just saying he's so
I
fucking good
know.
in them.
No, no, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, as things are going on and going on and going on, like, yeah, I think so. I truly think so. I used to view him as more of a, the young actors, and I don't hate this person, so don't like think that um, this is me dissing him. Like I said, I was never on board on the Timmy Chalamet hate train, but I did see him very similarly like 2 years ago or a year ago with Tom Holland. I just feel like they were like kind of similar
Bro.
because they're in. I mean, they're both in major movies that make lots of money, and they're young, and I just feel like that's how I felt.
But yeah, I think Timmy's always tried to distinctify himself. You see him in more of these pretty like art house award films, and Tom Holland has always gone to the big blockbusters. I think like
Oh, for
The
sure.
Odyssey is like Holland's like first jump into like real like actual like art award heavy film. Like everything
Well,
else Tom Holland has
I don't
done
know because
has
The
been like
Odyssey. I
very
mean,
much big blockbuster. Oh no, The Odyssey is a big
yeah,
blockbuster, but
The Odyssey's a
it is a
blockbuster,
and
but
it,
yeah,
no, it is an award film. He is jumping into that. It's Christopher Nolan's one of our
so
defining prestige directors of our generation. Nolan might
I
be
mean,
our defining
Christopher
generation
Nolan.
of this generation.
The thing about his movies is that he like he I don't know, he's like a combination of like blockbuster and art house. You kind of know what I'm saying? Like his movies are not really conventional, but they make so much money because somehow he creates a way for so many people to
They're
like
just
enjoy
they're
his
just
movies.
grand. I don't think
Yeah,
Nolan's
exactly.
specifically going to be blockbuster. Just people like that kind of shit. They're grand movies. He makes them on a grand
Yeah.
scale. Like what do people like? I mean, he fucking made Batman and yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
yeah, exactly.
I think we should steer the conversation back to more spoiler
Yeah,
heavy thoughts on Marty Supreme.
back to Marty Supreme. All right, let's talk about let's can we talk about one thing?
Yes.
And I want to know what you think about this. But like, what do you what's with the fucking dog?
Oh my
Like
god.
like from its like very first scene, I was like something is weird about this dog. Like, the guy, he goes in the hotel and he's like the dog smells like shit. Like obviously Marty smells bad, and I think the clerk is like, "Whoa, bro, you smell bad." And then the dog walks in and they're like, "Holy fuck, this smells like actual shit." And the dog's like all slimy. And then the bathtub's like he falls through the roof, which by the way reminded me a lot of Beau is Afraid,
Oh
not
yeah.
just because in the movie it has a similar scene, but it made me feel that way. It made me feel like, I don't know, it's a specific feeling, and I hate the word surreal, but I use it all the time
You
because
hate the word
there's
surreal?
like no other way.
No, unpack
I
that.
mean,
Actually, that's interesting. Why do you hate the word surreal? I
you
want
want to
to.
unpack that?
Yes, just unpack
Okay.
that. Just like little side rant. I don't
Yeah,
want
of
you to go on a
course.
full
Just
rant,
for a
but
second, just a side rant. Okay. So surreal is a word that's like I feel like so many people, like obviously they use it not in its actual definition of surreal, like it being surreal, but they use it in it's a way that they feel. And I feel a lot of people like attach that and they're like, "Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah, that was so surreal and that was so weird and like it made me feel this weird way because it wasn't like exactly true. It was uncanny." But I feel like we just ultimately go to surreal as like to describe something like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a sham on anyone who uses that word to describe it. It's just I feel like like we need to find a way to express our express our thoughts on that. Because do you know what I'm saying? Like, am I going crazy, or
yeah,
did it make you
I'm
feel like, whoa, that was weird?
okay. Yes, and I think you're tapping into something, and one of the best parts about this film, and one of the like glue that holds this film together, and what makes this film work, is that Marty Supreme is grounded and surreal at the same time. The Safdies
Yeah.
together have always been very grounded filmmakers. All of their movies, from what I've seen, but I can also assume that their other two that I've not seen are very grounded, down to earth films. Right? Like that's what they love to capture in those films, and that's what they are very capturing is that very grounded, down to life, like very gritty and grimy groundness of humanity and some of the darker sides of humanity, and trying to explore the characters that are helming these films, like really get into their psyche in a very grounded and gritty way. And I think Josh Safdie is doing that here in Marty Supreme, but also it's able to have these weird surreal moments. These very
Hmm.
moments, the bathtub falling, the gas station exploding, everything that has to do with the dog. And there's a couple
Okay.
other
And
that
and
I
do you
can
know another
mention.
part? Do you know another part that I'm like that I felt that way?
Yes.
And this
What?
was perhaps one of my favorite moments of the film. It was just the imagery of
Oh
this
yeah.
of this shot, the composition and the lighting, which, is obviously consistently just like incredible and fucking like eye-opening throughout the entire movie. But this specific part during the everybody's gotta learn sometime song like kind of montage where he's kind of just doing the corporate thing
Mm-hmm.
just for,
Oh,
views
the are
basically.
are you talking about the where he's for the what are they called? The Globetrotters, where he's
The
the
walrus.
opening the halftime act for the Globetrotters.
Was that with the walrus? I'm talking about
Yes.
the wall, or was it? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. The
That
Globetrotters, the
shot
basketball
was
team,
like,
he's the halftime act for them.
yeah, just that shot with
Fuck the
him at the
honey.
ping pong table
I fucking you
playing
just
with oh
reminded
the
me of the
honey. Yeah,
fucking
of course
honey.
the honey.
The honey is
Yeah,
the most
the
surreal
honey was
part
great.
in the scene. You know the honey's
I
true,
would
right?
say that yeah.
That's a real story.
Huh?
That's 100% true. The honey.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I think that's probably happened a few times, I'd imagine. That's like we'll talk about this later, but first I want to talk about this the walrus. Because was it a walrus or was it, I don't know, what
It
I'm
was a
talking about.
seal,
The
I
sea
think.
creature.
I think it was a
The
seal.
seal, yeah, the seal, that flaps its fucking fins, or it's whatever. But
Yeah.
dude, that I just loved it. I don't know, there's something about it. It's just like it was huge,
I fucking
and it
think about
was
that
like
seal
it was
all
just
the time.
weird.
I'm sorry,
It
I've
was
not
wearing
been
a
able to
weird.
stop thinking about that seal since the movie
Are you
came out.
serious? Are you
Yes.
serious right now?
Yes.
Because me too. I
Fucking
when I think of that movie, I think of two parts. I think of the final scene when he's crying, and I think of the fucking seal. Because it just like it
okay.
got burned in my mind like a Polaroid, like, you know?
Oh my god. Okay, back away, Timothy Chalamet. You know who deserves an Oscar from this movie? The fucking seal.
Who? Yeah, I know. I agree, bro. But also, like it was like it wasn't that. It was like the darkness surrounding them. It was like they were just illuminated on that table,
Oh
and
yeah.
they were like playing. It was just like,
All of the
and it was
table
just
tennis
like fuck.
scenes
Like
are
this
like
is what
that.
I have to do. Huh?
All of the ping pong scenes are like that.
I know, but it was just this one was different because it was there's a fucking giant
Yeah.
creature that was playing with him. It was
Well,
it was just I loved it.
yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the honey scene real quick.
Okay. The honey scene is 100% real.
Hmm.
I find something
I don't know.
so
I assumed it was when I saw it. I was like, oh,
I
that's probably real.
I find something so beautiful and poetic about it, as well as being weird and funny, and also really fucking depressing and sad, like foremost. But
Yeah, well, I think that it's like
there's
so when I first saw that in theaters, obviously I had my friend Michael was sitting to the right of me, and then my girlfriend was sitting to the left of me, and then to the other left was my friend Josh. So there's four people, and when that part came on, we all kind of like, we all looked at each other, all in different like expressions. Like my friend Michael was just like his eyes were wide, and he was just like shocked, and my girlfriend to the left of me was like disgusted. She's like, ew. It was like when they started licking off, and she's like, ew, and then Josh was like smiling, and I think that that's like.
I
I
may
don't know.
be
It's one of the
maybe a psychopath for this, but that was like I was locked in for that moment. That was kind of one of the
you were
scenes because
locked
that
in.
happens very early on, and that was one of the moments in this movie where I'm like, oh, this might be something generational. Like
Yeah,
there's
yes,
something going on
exactly.
here that I'm not seeing other people do, and I have not
Yeah.
quite unpacked that scene, even though it's been a couple weeks since I've seen them film. I have not quite
Hmm.
fully unpacked the scene, and I don't really even know how that works in the full context of the film.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like I don't know, bro. It's like
Well, I mean, and oh
it's like
no,
a feeling.
yeah,
You
no, it
can
is a
you can
feeling.
explain
It
the scene, but
100% when I
like
saw it, it 100% just works. Like that scene, it
no,
should
yeah.
feel out of place, but it just kind of
Yes,
works
exactly.
perfectly in the film. It works perfectly in chronology. But what I mean is like how what it means to the theme of the film, and what it's trying to say, and what it adds to the main thesis of the film.
Well, do you think
And
the
I have some
reason that it
ideas
feels
about
so
what
out
it
of
adds,
place?
but I'm just not quite fully
Yeah.
sure.
And here's the thing. So it can feel out of place just by its nature,
I don't
obviously.
think it feels out of
But
place though. Like I think
well, okay, yes,
I
it
have
doesn't. Like
I have a
obviously
feeling
that's
in
what
my
makes
yeah,
the movie,
I have a feeling in my heart
but it
that I
just
know it like it
like yeah.
says something to the thesis of this film. You know?
Yeah, well, well, okay. So when I say out of place, I mean as of to this point of it just being like an entrepreneur sports movie, and then it's like,
Yeah.
all right, now we're gonna talk about the Holocaust. Like it's kind of like
And
when
Marty
the
makes a few Holocaust jokes before that, which, you
he
know,
does. It's kind of like the foreplay before the actual thing, so it kind of braces the audience. So it makes sense. It's not completely like thrown a bone out of nowhere. But the imagery, but well, okay, not the imagery. Okay, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say it does kind of feel out of place. I mean, when you think about it, right? And but that's the point because it's supposed to make you feel that way because this is the exact opposite of the main guy that you're watching. This is like a selfless man. Like Marty Supreme or Marty Mauser is not a selfless man at all. This is like the polar opposite, like literally. Like this is a man who went in the woods, found the honey, and his first thought wasn't, I'm gonna eat this honey. Like maybe Marty Mauser would have been, yeah, I'm gonna eat this honey.
I
It
don't
was,
think
I'm gonna
so.
smother
I think Mauser would
myself.
have done the same thing. And obviously
Really?
it's a
Oh
very
my, are you really?
I do. I do.
I
I
disagree. I
think,
don't think he would have done that.
okay, let me rephrase that. I think Mauser at the end of the film would do that same thing. I think Mauser
Oh
in
yeah,
that very
yeah.
specific moment, because, because Milton Rockwell, Kevin O'Leary's character, comes up to the table, and Mauser asks his friend to recite that story to him. Marty was the one who incited that, and I feel like Marty in that moment would not do that. Specifically in that moment, I feel like there's moments later in the film which Marty would make that choice.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough to say. Yeah, I understand. He would at the end of the chair. That's his arc. That's his arc. Um, I think the reason that he asked for him to tell the story is just because I think he found it funny. Like I think he found it funny,
I
and he's
mean,
like, "Oh, tell the
he
story,"
did, but I
kind of.
think he also sees something poetic in it. I mean, his
Oh yeah, sure.
Judaism
There's
is
there's
like
two
core
sides to a
to how he
coin, but
feels and core to his character. He mentions his Judaism a lot in the movie. It's very important to him, and obviously, I think he knows the weight of what that is. He feels the weight. I think he's mature enough to understand the weight. He finds the humor in it, of course, but he also knows the weight, I think.
Well, yeah, he knows the weight, but I think he's mostly just humorized by it, just because it's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like like he's young and he's kind of a doofus. So I think they're both right. I think they're both right.
All right.
But yeah, that was a great part. Now, what did you have anything else to add to that part?
No, but is there a few other things you'd like to talk about? Because I'd like to keep talking about the baby
Absolutely.
for last.
Yeah, we'll talk about the baby last, but right now I want to talk about the other moment that made me like feel like this was like it was just like kind of there's moments of the movie that add like like the seal and the honey scene and the bathtub scene, but also the dogs. Let's talk about the dog real
Forget about the
quick.
gas
What do you
station
think
explosion.
that
I'm sorry.
was?
That gas station
Oh
explosion
my God.
also
Okay, yeah.
adds to that.
That was definitely that felt that was
Okay,
that
okay,
was
can I go on a
creepy.
short little side rant about the gas station explosion? Because this just
Do
sparked
it.
something.
Do it.
All right. So, obviously, I think. Actually, no, no, no. Talk about the dog because I think the dog will come up. Will come up in what I'm about to say. So continue. Talk about the dog. Actually.
I actually I have my theories about the dog, but
Okay. Yeah. No. No. Talk about the
um
dog. Talk about your theories and everything, and then I'll add to
okay.
that. The gas station explosion plays into it. The dog is like a core part of
Yeah.
that. So.
So the dog is like I don't even know. A lot of my friends and I were like, okay, what is this? What does the dog mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, who knows? Like, genuinely, like obviously there's a mystery of why the dog smells bad. Maybe it's something to do with a crime of some sort. And his name's Moses, so maybe it's somewhat like ties into to something biblical. But genuinely, who knows? And also the biggest mystery of the dog, I think, is why does that farmer like care so much about the dog? He like literally he murders people for the dog. Like he
Also,
doesn't
one
like
one thing I'd like to say
yeah.
about the farmer. The farmer is played by Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller fame, the famed Vegas magicians.
Yeah.
And
Oh, are you
also,
serious? That's him?
yes. Oh my God, you didn't
Bro, I
know?
love Penn and Teller.
Yeah, no,
No, I did not know
he
that.
was
He's
unrecognizable.
so
He's
different.
unrecognizable in the film, and it took me a second to recognize who it was. But yeah, that is Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller fame, and I just wanted to say, Penn Jillette is amazing. He's incredible. Penn and Teller are doing some incredible work. I've been lucky enough to see them live. They're incredible live. If you're listening to this,
Yeah.
go see Penn and Teller live. They're amazing, and Penn Jillette is great in this film. Okay, continue.
You are one lucky goose to see Penn and Teller live. I did not know about that. That's crazy. But yeah, the farmer. Like I was like, okay, what is the dog does the dog have something to do about religion? Like that people hold their religions close and they won't let anyone
Oh
like
boy,
get in the way? Like
I have thoughts about this.
what does it mean? It was just a thought that crossed my mind. I don't actually think that.
Well,
Well,
I
maybe I
think
do.
I
I don't
think
know.
that
I
does
just
play
don't
into
know.
something, and
Just
I'll
did.
talk about that when I have my because I have my theory about what the dog means.
Yeah. I also had a theory because I was like, okay, at the end of the movie, is it only Marty and the bad guy that can see the dog because the other guys are like, I can't see it or whatever? Like, does that mean something?
I don't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think it's that though, because I was like
yeah.
thinking back to the scenes
So
and there was parts where they did hear the dog, but so how does it tie into the gas station?
okay, so you're gonna ask me what I think about the dog.
Yeah, because
So first,
I
I want to
do
talk
remember.
about where Marty is placed at the end of the film. At the end of the film, Marty experiences uh, his child. He sees his child for the first time, his son. And after the entire movie, where he denies the fact that that is his son, even though the opening credits very clearly confirmed that that was his son, um, uh, he finally accepts the fact that that is his son. At the end of the film, he walks into the hospital all confident. He he tells his wife that he's gonna stay with her. And when he sees his son, all he can do is cry to an incredible needle drop, which I will talk about later when we talk about the baby in depth. But this is, I mean, it's the perfect ending, and again, I want to talk about it in depth later. But because it's kind of this culture shock to Marty. Marty has operated at such a level where he's so young, he's so dumb, pretty much he's pretty much he's a con man. He's conned pretty much everyone in his life, including his own mother, his own uncles, because he is so confident in achieving his dream, and his dream is the only thing that matters something to him. But at that moment, when he sees his son, all of that disappears. He realizes he has responsibility, and that's the moment where he grows up. That's the moment where he realizes he has a responsibility, and he grows up as a person. And I feel like in that moment, all of his issues kind of just wash away, or not just wash away, but he realizes he's almost melting. And that's one of the best parts of Timmy's performance is when he's crying, his face looks like he's melting. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yes,
Wait,
but
hold on. Could I really
yeah,
quick talk about that
yeah,
part?
yeah.
So this is something that, and I didn't even notice this, but I'm very glad that it was almost immediately after, you have your after theater discussions with your friends, your initial thoughts. This is immediately after we were in the parking lot, and my girlfriend noticed. She's like, "Dude, I'm glad that Timothy Chalamet at the end there looked like he was like actually crying, because it's like a trend in movies where actors and actresses, they'll do like the quote unquote pretty cry,
Yeah.
where it looks like they're crying, but it's
No.
like, oh, they look so
And
pretty when they
again,
cry,
we've
sort of thing. But he's ugly crying, dude. It's
yeah,
like
and
it's
again, we've
insane.
talked about it. Like Safdie's very much like to realism. Like again, Marty added acne scars. There was acne scar makeup added to Timothy Chalamet. Like this is he really wants to focus on every single crevice of every single person in this film, and every single character and every single moment. And I love the moment that he's just. It feels so genuine. The fact that the ugly cries. And I'm not gonna call it the ugly cry because I find it beautiful. It's so beautiful. The fact that
Well, yeah, I
and
don't
it's
mean
such
you
it's
know
an
what I mean.
incredible moment. It's such a high, and it's
No,
just
it
so
is. And then
beautiful. This fact of acceptance of responsibility and everything that it's saying. I love it.
the
But
song kicking up is just like from
yeah,
the beginning song of Forever Young to
yeah. Okay,
Everybody Wants
I
to
wanna
Rule
hold
the
that
World. It's
discussion
like,
till we talk
all
about the
right,
baby later.
do that, because
Okay, so
that's a
now
good
can
one.
I talk
That's a
about
good
what
one.
I think that means the dog? I think the
Please,
smell
please
of the
do.
dog. It's almost like this, and the fact that he's named Moses. I don't feel like it's biblical, but I feel like it's spiritual. I feel like that Moses is very obviously it's a specific name. It was chosen specifically. I feel like it's spiritual because I feel like the dog is some sort of like higher power than him. It's like this spiritual entity, and I feel like it's kind of this like fate tapping Marty on the shoulder throughout the movie. I feel like the dog is fate telling him, Marty, you're only gonna be young for a few more days, because this movie takes place throughout like only like a couple months, but those last few moments
9
take
months.
place in like a couple days, right? Actually, no, only a month. I think this entire movie takes place in the course of a month, right? But
Really? I
this
thought
last
it was 9
movie's
months because of the conception of the baby, right?
oh fuck yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Never mind. But like as we get towards the end of the movie, this movie handles time weirdly as well. But as we get towards the end of the movie, things start passing quick. Time starts passing quicker, right? And towards the end of the
Yeah.
movie, the last final few scenes take place in like only a few days, right?
Hmm.
Um, so I think this idea is the dog is its fate tapping Marty on the shoulder, telling him you're only gonna be young for just a while now longer. Fate is gonna hit you in the face, and I feel like it represents Marty's journey as a character because throughout this movie he's trying to get money, and he does a bunch of cons and shit. And it's like he gets one small win, and then 7 different things go horrifically fucking wrong. Horrifically wrong, I mean. Like the gas station exploding.
Yeah,
It's such a surreal moment because it's so over the top, horrifically wrong
I
about
know.
how that moment goes.
It's insane.
And it's like, it's these ideas of fate. Like Marty's realizing that he can't like skid by the end of it, like the back of his pants. I can't. That's not the right term for it, but he can't like
No, it's
fucking
okay. I know what you're
skate.
saying.
He can't fucking skate for how he has been skating up to here. Like he has seen success.
Hmm.
Obviously, he's seen success as a table tennis player,
Yeah.
but he can't skate for much longer. It's almost like these kind of events, and that's like the main thesis, the main story of the film, and the main arc of the film. These events are like fate tapping him on the shoulder, telling him as the tap gets harder and harder and harder as the birth of his child comes. The dog is almost a reminder of the birth of his child, and it's this kind of fate tapping him on the shoulder. There's something coming, a reckoning in his life, you know. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. I totally understand that. I also want to just quickly gloss over another kind of interesting scene that was kind of otherworldly almost is when they're running away from the or not running when they're driving away from the gas station. There's a shot, and it's a shot of it's like a rig inside of the car, and it's just like kind of not a POV
Oh
shot,
my
maybe it is,
god,
but like
I know what you're
it's like
talking about. That shot
the
is
explosion, and then the
euphoric.
four, yeah, it's the four people They aren't running towards him. They aren't running like frantically to the car. They're not doing any of that. They're just standing like a formation almost, just like staring at the car
Yeah.
driving off as the flames
And
surround them
I feel
behind.
like
And it's just like
I feel like
insane.
also specifically in that moment when Marty sees the gas station explode, you see him put his hand over his mouth. And his face kind of melts again.
Yes.
It's almost like his face half melts. It's almost like that's like foreshadowing to the very end moment of him crying seeing his child. It's like a very quick moment where he's like where fate hits him in the head very quickly and then it instantly goes away after that scene. But it's like a tease. He's getting teased, you know? And again,
Hmm.
he gets teased
Yeah.
again in the
He can
fucking
see
gunfight
it's
towards
like
the end at the farmhouse. The gunfight. Again, you
yeah.
can see him. It's like because throughout this movie, the way Chalamet moves, the way he speaks, the way he even moves his face, he moves like he knows what he's doing, like he has everything figured out. When he says he does not have everything figured out, he obviously doesn't. He does not have anything figured out at all. And I feel like
Mhm.
those are the very real moments where he realizes he does not have anything figured out at all. He's subtly realizing that.
No, it's perfect. It almost reminds me of like some other entity kind of beyond the whatever, like a physical thing that's like showing like warning him of
Yeah.
what's
That's why I
coming.
think the specific
And
choice of naming the dog Moses, this like spiritual entity, you know?
yeah, it's kind of also I don't know if this has anything to relate. My friends thought I was like insane, like crazy bonkers conspiracy theorist, but I mean Moses, like the actual guy, he in the Bible leads the Jews out of um Egypt, which like I don't know if that has anything to do with like maybe it's a choice that was like maybe that was a choice that was made purposely. I don't know. But they thought I was crazy. I don't know. Do you
Something
think I'm
about,
crazy for
I don't
thinking
know.
that?
I mean, we're talking about this kind of fate tapping him on the shoulder. Maybe the dog is leading him in the right direction. Because he goes with his girlfriend,
It's true.
or I don't even know, because they have a complicated relationship. I don't know what to name them. But his girlfriend, played by Odessa Ezion, who's also incredible in this film. Props to her.
Yeah,
She's one of the best female performances of the year. One of the best supporting performances, specifically. Very important in this film. But
I
she
agree.
the dog kind of forces them to unite together and kind of work together, and it's what grows him closer to her. You know, I feel like he would have abandoned her otherwise, but growing them closer together is
Correct.
what gets him to
Yeah, it gets
go
him in
grow the
trouble.
confidence and
Gets him
become a
in insane
man
trouble.
at the end of the film. That's what makes him become a man at the end of the film.
Yeah. I kind of at the end of the near the end of the movie, I kind of a little bit got Jimmy and Kim vibes from Better Call Saul. Just the fact that these two are trying to con this
Oh yeah,
this
the
crime.
makeup
Well,
scene where you realize that
yeah.
she, yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
yeah,
that she wasn't like she was conning him,
very
and he
much.
was like, kind of getting a taste of his own medicine. That was like, oh, and then it all crumbled down. And he
Right.
lost a loyal friend in the ping pong balls. That was a good.
Any
That was a
other
good
moments you
part.
want to talk about?
Let's real quick talk about the slap moment because I think that was probably one of the more on the nose part. Well, not on the nose. It's good, but I could totally understand that. I was like, all right, you got your main guy, and Marty's obviously willing to do anything if that means getting um, spanked by his own weapon, his own
Yeah,
tool.
the ping pong paddle, obviously.
Yeah, the ping
I
pong
feel like
paddle.
that's his certainly his lowest. It shows his devotion to achieving his goal and how far he's willing to go. But he's also at his lowest at that point. I
He's
mean,
super humiliated, and
he's
it's a
yeah,
humiliating,
he's
you
humiliated,
know.
and I think that's the worst thing that could happen to this character is be humiliated, be like taken down a step because he's always up a step. He always has to feel up a step above all the characters, even though he's not saying anything. He always has to feel above everyone because he thinks he's inspired for greatness, right?
Yeah.
And this
Hmm.
also is one thing. We have not talked about a lot Milton Rockwell, played by Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah. Oh my God, Kevin O'Leary. I mean, that's just perfect casting.
Yeah,
Come on.
Kevin O'Leary from
Come
Shark Tank.
on. Come on,
Mr.
you guys from
Wonderful.
Shark Tank. Oh, Jesus Christ. You want to get a like an
I don't
asshole corporate guy.
I
Who
don't
do you
watch
who do you
Shark
hire to
Tank.
play that guy?
I know that there's some controversy around Kevin O'Leary the person, but I don't know
Yeah.
that much. I don't watch Shark Tank, so I don't know that much. But yes. Something
I've
very.
seen a few clips of him on Shark Tank, and I can see why people are like,
I went
"Yo,
back
bro,
and
he's
yeah,
just
I
an
watched a few
asshole
clips
winner
after
guy."
watching this movie. Um, but I know there's some controversy around him as a person. But obviously, it's meta casting. There's a lot of meta casting in this
Yeah,
movie. You can mention everything.
I mean, even Timothy Chalamet. I mean, wanting to
Oh
be
yeah,
one of the greats. I mean,
obviously, no, it's so
come
meta
on, bro.
casting. Everything in this movie is meta casting, and that's such a
I really
That's
like
such a
that.
Safdie brothers thing to do.
Yeah, I
Um,
like it, but sometimes in movies it could get to a point where it's like, okay, you actually casted like an awful human being to play this character, and it's kind of like, okay,
okay.
do you get that way?
Sometimes
You know what I'm saying?
I feel
Yeah.
I don't know. I have complicated feelings about Kevin O'Leary's casting. I'll say, but when thinking about specifically about Milton Rockwell's character, my favorite moment with him, and I think you know what I'm talking about, is another surreal moment that we did not speak about. I'm a vampire. I was born in 1602. I've met a lot of Martys in
Oh,
my lifetime.
oh my, yes. Okay. All right. Because he is a vampire. What can you say?
Dude. Okay, that moment could be read as both. It could be just a rich guy, rich eccentric guy saying something fucking mean just to be mean at that moment. Or he's actually
Yeah.
a vampire. I choose
Or
to
it could
read
be
it
the
as he
exciting thing.
I choose to read it as he is actually a vampire. I do. And I think that
Yeah, I
completely
do
works in
too.
the context of the film. It works perfectly.
It's
The fact
funny
that this
that
guy's a
way.
vampire, it works. It's a funny moment, and it's very mean. But it's the same thing. It's him trying to degrade Marty the same way that he degraded him when he was spanked, but yet Marty gets the win after
Mhm.
that. Marty gets the win. Marty's able to move past that.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, just on the topic of the big win at the end,
There's a euphoric
let me
shot
just
where he's
say,
laying on the
really,
ground.
really good. I was locked in during that whole ping. It's
Yes.
like
Oh,
basically
yes.
just like an entire ping
But
pong game.
at,
It's great.
but
I loved it.
what I want to say is specifically after that big win, there's a shot where of Timothy Chalamet covered in sweat, just laying on the ground after he made the win.
Mm. Oh
It's
yeah,
another shot that I just think about. It's so euphoric. It's one of the highs of this film, and there's just something inside you that twists and turns when you see that shot. It's so perfect.
I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Love that entire part. Let's just real quick because I feel like most people, got the symbolism in this, but let's talk about Enzo, the main villain guy.
Oh, villain.
Except he's not even a villain.
No, I
He's
was
not a
about to say
villain,
that.
no. I
Yeah,
just mean he's like kind of he's
he's the
the
chillest dude in the world. I would want to fucking
no, yeah.
dream blunt rotation. Marty Supreme, Marty Mauser, and Enzo. Fucking, that
Hmm.
would be great.
No, they would be yeah, but like I just feel like the his entire thing is like I think it's so insane because obviously Marty cares so much about like just winning. Like he just wants to win, just to prove that he could have done it, right?
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's all he wants, and he gets that, and he's so happy. And but bro, he's like a tryhard, bro. He's like, oh, I'm gonna be, and then Enzo's just kind of like doesn't even give a shit. Like he doesn't give a single flying fuck.
And
Like
Enzo
genuinely.
is so nice to people.
Yeah,
And
and
Enzo's
his
also a
death, which I
hero in his
think
country.
also
Enzo's literally the anti-Marty. Enzo doesn't seem like a guy
yes,
who could care at all about his image or at all about winning, but he's just good. And he's a hero in his country. Everyone in his country loves and respects him. He's everything Marty strives to be, and that's why Marty acts like a child and throws a temper tantrum the first time he loses against him.
yeah, I know, and
That's
it's not
again,
even like,
I think one of the lowest
and
moments
then
for Marty. One of the shittiest things he
yeah,
does. Such a
yeah, that's I don't, yeah, it's like it's always cringe when you have to watch a character just have a temper tantrum, um, just on some, well, it's not like that petty. Like I understand, like
I
honestly, to some
understand why
degree,
he
it's
was
kind of a
pissed. I
valid
understand why
crash
he was
out.
pissed, but it was petty. I think it was petty. Yeah.
It's like 2 degrees below the fucking Walter White. Um, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about him. I just he was phenomenal.
Um, a
I
couple other
think
things.
just real quick,
Oh
yeah, you can go.
no, you go. You go.
I just gonna want to say something real quick, kind of relating to the dog, but also just to any movie in general, and something I love about movies so much. So the other day I was watching a movie. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was a Ghibli movie, The Wind Rises,
Yes, I have seen this one.
and
Good. It's great. It's
I
great.
love
Yeah.
it. I love it so
Also, I
much.
think there's a line in The Wind Rises that I think is that I think mirrors our next film that we're going to talk about, Train Dreams.
Oh,
I think you know what I'm
absolutely,
talking about.
absolutely.
Yes,
I
but
already know. But it's it's a great movie. Like we might I would talk about this movie all, but I was watching the movie, rewatching it with some friends who loved it, by the way. But it was their first time watching it, and my good friend Xavier, who's like he's this playwright, and he makes all this stuff, and
oh
there's
yeah,
a part in the movie
shout
where
out
it's this
shout out to you. I want to shout this out on the podcast. The Fullermans,
yeah,
congratulations. This guy wrote
no,
a
yes,
play and he acts in it. It's called The Fullermans. I have unfortunately not had the pleasure to see it, but congratulations, all congratulations to this guy. All right, back to saying what you're saying.
no, absolutely. And and there's a part of the movie where there's like a German guy. Do you remember the German guy where they are like smoke? They're smoking. He's
Oh,
smoking
vaguely.
his
I haven't seen
cigarette,
Wind Rises in
and
a while. It's been like
okay.
5 or 6 years.
Oh, dude, you should totally
I
rewatch
know
it.
I do need to rewatch it.
I think you would. I
Maybe we
think you
should
would
maybe we
not
should
really
talk
think
about it.
about it, but I think you would
Maybe we should talk about it on the
appreciate it
pod.
more. We should probably should. Yeah. No, definitely watch it again. That's a 5-star movie for me personally. But there's
I'm
it's
not
I
quite
won't
that high on
spoil
it,
it.
but I very much like it. Yeah. No, I know what you're. No,
Well,
I know what happens in the
yeah.
film. I'm just kind of
Okay.
fuzzy on it because I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah,
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 of course. I still won't spoil it, but he's talking about stuff, and then the German guy, there's kind of a part in the movie where he kind of has to go away, and these characters kind of say bye to him, and he's kind of a past thought in the movie, and then Xavier says, I don't think that he was an actual person. I think he was an idea. And that's like beautiful, because I could
yeah.
relate that to the dog. I think the
Um,
dog's an idea.
yeah.
I think
I
a
mean,
lot of characters are ideas,
art is idea.
like genuinely.
All art is an
Huh?
idea. All art is idea. I
That's a
think
good point. Yeah.
at core.
Yeah.
But
Core.
one more thing I want to talk about before we do our closing talk about the baby, because I
Hmm.
think we should get to Train Dream soon.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, uh, the character, the movie star character that Marty is having an affair with. What do you think about that?
Oh, yes. Okay, that's another good part. I like the part where I like her last scene. Her last scene is just her, like it's just the camera's very far away from her, and she's crying, and some friends are comforting her, and then one of her friends blocks Marty from seeing her to get the necklace, and I think that's a great send off.
Oh,
Like genuinely. Do you know what I mean? Do
it's
you know what I'm
almost
saying?
like
Like
I think it's one of these scenes that is core for Marty's character. Because it almost feels like he's exploiting her for her money at that moment. They're kind of exploiting each other, honestly. She's cheating on
oh
her
yeah.
husband, who also is not that great of a husband, but she's still cheating on him. And I think they're kind of exploiting each other for different reasons. Um, I think Marty just wants to have sex with her just to say he had sex with a movie star because he's such in his head about stuff like that, and feels like something that'd be really
Yeah.
important to Marty to just tell people he had sex with a movie star. And she's having sex with him because she's not in a great part of her career. She wants to feel young again. She wants to feel energized again. And he's continuing to have sex with her because I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. Dude, if you're having sex with a
He's
movie
just
star
insane.
and you were in the same Mauser position, man. I mean, fuck. But
But this is
he's kind of
this is
exploiting
another
her.
part that
He's kind of exploiting her for that
yeah.
necklace. And
Oh,
that's
he
right before
absolutely
he gets spanked. That's
103%
right before he
is.
gets spanked. That's one of his heights. He really risks. He doesn't just risk, and the thing is, to get that necklace, it's kind of a low risk for him. Like, not that high of a risk for him to get that necklace. There certainly is a risk there, but the higher risk is for her, that he walks into the building,
Exactly.
is the higher risk. She doesn't respect her wishes of telling him, please don't walk into the building, stay out here and wait. He doesn't respect her wishes, and it's this height moment of a lot of moments of him exploiting the people in his life that he clearly does care about, because I think he does care about this character,
Hmm.
that he clearly does care about for himself and for his motives of being the greatest ping pong player in the world. And after that, he's at his lowest, most humiliated point, because at that point, he's already done everything that he can to exploit everyone. He's exploited his uncle, his aunt, his mom, his girlfriend, which is one of the biggest exploitations, and then
Yeah.
he exploits her, which is another relationship that he has. There's not a relationship that he doesn't exploit. And he gets
Exactly.
humiliated for that. Whether Milton Rockwell knows or not. And also, Milton Rockwell, when he's spanking him, he says, "This is for this. This is for this." I thought he was going to say, "And this is for my wife," and then hit him. Like,
I also thought
I
he
was
was gonna
predicting
say
that. I was
that,
predicting that, but I think it's a choice
but it makes
ending
sense
it.
that he doesn't
Yeah.
know about
It
that.
makes it makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, also that's kind of like I think I'd like to imagine that's kind of what Marty was thinking. It's like, well, this guy doesn't know that I'm fucking his wife. It's kind of what got him through it. At least I think so. I don't know. Bro, that's what I would do, bro. I'm like being like bare ass naked in a party. I would be like, well, at least this motherfucker doesn't know that I'm better. That I'm just rage baiting.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really great. Enjoyed
Gwyneth
it.
Paltrow. Yeah.
And then yeah, and then the scene where he's on the phone with her, like I said, it's creepy, it's good.
I feel
Like
like
it's
it's
what they were
also kind of
marketing the
optimistic.
movie.
Like the music is swirling there to make it sound really nice, and it's kind of nice and
Yeah.
creepy at the same time. But you're more seeing it
Well,
as it's nice,
it's
and
like
it's
she's
very and in the context of the film, it's more presented as it's nice. Which I
yeah.
think we're kind of in Marty's head at that point.
No, we totally. I think the movie's presenting ourselves in his headspace. Um, but then you could argue that if she really was that creeped out, which obviously she was not, she could have just be like, "Don't call this by," and then but like she genuinely was very intrigued,
Yeah.
and I think that's another thing that Marty does that he manipulates people
Okay.
because he's. But yes,
One more thing.
it was
Okay,
a
I
good
said this
part.
would be the last thing we
Yeah.
talk about before we talk about the baby, but there's one more thing
All right.
because I want to give respect to my boy Benny. All right, so Josh
Oh yeah.
Safdie, for those who don't know, is one half of the Safdie brothers. Him and his brother Benny have made 4 films together. Heaven Knows What, I believe, is the first one's named. I'm not totally sure on that. The second one is named Daddy Longlegs. Their third is named Good Time, which is pretty big. I have not seen Heaven Knows What or Daddy Longlegs, but I have seen Good Time, and obviously their fourth film together, Uncut Gems, which I think is one of the greatest films of the century. Not the century, the decade. I don't think it pales in comparison to the century, but that's a whole other conversation. It's one of the best films of the decade. It's one of the best kind of examples of our contemporary style of filmmaking. And it's incredible. This film shares a lot of ideas, a lot of sensibilities with Uncut Gems, although it's not the same. But after making Uncut Gems, the two brothers split up just because they wanted to go make their own art. And so Josh Safdie chose to make this film, Marty Supreme, and Benny went to go make The Smashing Machine, which is a film that came out earlier this year. It got middling reviews. It did terrible at the box office. And you know what? I want to give it some praise. I liked it. I think it's a great film. I had some great cinematography in it, some great acting, and I think, honestly, it's one of the best scores of the year. The musical score in it, I think, is also phenomenal. I just wanted to say Benny's great. And even though I like this film, Marty Supreme, more than I do like The Smashing Machine, Benny Safdie, a few years ago, after they broke up, also worked with Nathan Fielder to create The Curse, which is a TV show set here in New Mexico, where we're from. It's also, I think The Curse is
So
phenomenal.
peak.
I think The Curse is a 10 out of 10 perfect show, and I think it's one of the best series to come out of the decade. I think Marty Supreme is showing up to maybe be one of the best films of the decade. We'll have to see. This is one of those films where I think time will tell. We'll see how it ages, and I think this is a film that's going to age very good. With another film that came out this year, One Battle After Another, I think One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme are going to be 2 films that I think are going to age very well as we keep moving in the future. But I just wanted to give
I
some
have
roses,
not
show
seen
some
The
roses to Benny
Smashing
Safdie.
Machine.
Yeah, it's all good. You should watch it. I recommend it. But I just wanted to show some
Oh,
roses to
okay,
Benny
well,
because Benny is my boy. I love him. Seems awesome, and I love the shit that he does just as much as I love what his brother's on. So yeah. All right. Do you want to talk about the baby?
yeah, I think. Yeah, sure. Let's talk about the frickin' baby, bro.
All right. You can
Oh
start
my
off.
god. All right, so I think that like that last scene is so like I don't know. It's like so heartwarming. It's so incredible. I think that's the only moment. Well, there's a few moments in the film where Marty kind of realizes and he's like, okay, I'm doing something bad here, but I don't really care. But this is a moment where he's like, oh my God, like this is it. Like this is it. This is what matters. Not any of this shit. This is what matters. And then the everybody wants to rule the world as the song is like it's literally perfect. Like you can listen to the lyric and like
It's
every
it's a
single
great
lyric
song, by the way. It's one of my
you can
favorites.
apply to his life. Yeah, and it's just a great song in general. Like I love it. And then Forever Young is also really good, but
Yeah.
I think that one's more of, obviously more like, I mean, Forever Young.
Forever young.
What do you want me to say? Like he's he thinks he'll be
No,
forever.
I think there's a lot of great needle drops in this. Um, but I think yeah.
Yes, exactly. But what do you
But
think
okay,
about the baby?
one second. I'm just trying to get my words together.
No worries.
Okay. Let me
Love.
think. Let me think. Okay. I think I what I'm gonna say. I was just looking through my notes for a second. All right.
Yeah, of course.
So there's a lot of great needle drops in this. Obviously, Forever Young and Everybody Wants to Rule the World are act as great bookends for the film, and they work perfectly in the concept in the context of the film that they are placed in. But there's also a lot of great needle drops at the film. Notably, Peter Gabriel, who's also incredible. He has a needle drop in this film. Um, but Forever Young, obviously, it's very in your face, just like the sperm scene. That's a very in your face maximalist scene. It's not subtle at all, right? He wants to be forever young. It's
Yeah.
a song about youth. But Everybody Wants to Rule the World, I think, is slightly more subtle, but still pretty maximalist in your face when it's played. Um, but I feel like the first lines of that song is "Welcome to your life. There's no going back." I think those two lines are perfect, and I think Josh Safdie kind of wanted those to act as like an ending line for the film. Those two opening lines for the song, and they act perfectly. Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. It works perfectly in the context of Marty's character and Marty's journey, and we've talked about how him melting in the presence of his baby, the presence of a child, is bigger than any presence that he has ever felt in his life for anyone or anything. And it's just him realizing responsibility. And I want to lay this also in context. He won. So he has been spending his entire film trying to get money to go to the ping pong championships. And when he finally goes to Tokyo, um, he finds out that he's not allowed back, because they've already made the schedule, and he was also quite rude. Um, and it's kind of shows his arrogance and his incompetence earlier in the film, thinking that yeah, they would just add me to the schedule last minute. Of course, they're not going to do that, and I think that's so perfect. It's a very anti-sports film moment, because obviously in a sports film we'd have the opposite happen, but it's a very anti-sports film moment, and a very like another very grounded like slap to the face for him. I think more of a slap to the face than the actual slap to the face, but
Mhm.
well, slap to the ass.
Sure.
I think it's the
Bro.
biggest slap in the film, and I think it's what even though I think the slap in the ass is the lowest moment, um, that we perceive as the audience. For Marty Mauser's character, that is the lowest moment. Is him realizing he's not going to go to the championships, and so he does this whole fake, um, ping pong match, which he's obviously very against. He hates doing it, and then he does the real match. He really wants to do it, and he ends up doing it, and he ends up winning against the best player in the world. He ends up beating him. Their rematch, he beats him, and he wins, and he gets the know that he is the best ping pong player in the world, or at least he knows. He doesn't have any. That's not officially recorded. He's not going to the championship, and that's what gets him to go. And so, what's so perfect about that ending is we don't know as audience members if he is the best ping pong player in the world. I mean, he beat the best ping pong player in the world once, but doesn't have any medal to show for that. He didn't go to the championships, and we don't know if he's going to even pursue ping pong after this. We don't know if he's going to become a great, famous ping pong star like he's continued claiming he was throughout the film, but that doesn't matter. He has a kid now. He's realizing he has responsibility. And I feel like it's so beautiful. We can perceive it as either way. He takes care of his kid, and he also becomes the greatest ping pong star, or he gives up ping pong in general to care for family, the kind of like the greatest responsibility one can have.
Absolutely. I also think a part of it is he feels kind of obviously he enjoyed doing like going to Tokyo and proving that he could have done it. Like it was possible. But I think part of it is that he does kind of feel bad that he like low key left his wife who I mean he doesn't know if his wife is
Well, his
literally dead,
girlfriend, I
bro.
don't think they're
Like,
married.
oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just referred to him as his wife. I meant his girlfriend, not even his his
Who he
homegirl,
even
I guess would
denies
be the
that they're
more
like
appropriate.
boyfriend girlfriend, and he denies that also another
His
main factor is
homegirl.
that he denies that that baby boy is his, even though we very clearly know as audience members.
I always pull out.
Yeah, that was
I
hilarious.
always pull out. Um, yeah, I think he probably feels bad for that because like I think that was I don't know. I saw this thing where it was like it was it was the funniest like poking fun at the people that are like, bro, he's literally an entrepreneur alpha male, and it was like Marty Mauser fans when he has to leave his home girl, his shot home girl for to go to Tokyo to play ping pong, and I think that's like kind of like perfectly like Marty Mauser. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but also I think it's kind of cool that she like fully supported that. Like, she was like, she wasn't like, no, please stay. She was like, no,
Well,
go do your ping
it's
pong thing,
complicated.
bro.
I don't think. I mean, he needs to do his ping pong thing. I think that's important, and I'm not like in disagreement of him doing it. But also with the acts, the way he
I'm not
treats his
either.
girlfriend, and the way he denies responsibility is like another thing. I think he's scared of responsibility, like all of us are. I think everyone is.
Yeah. Also, I liked how like this isn't Raging Bull levels of like abuse, obviously.
Oh, no, 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 it's not.
He
And
very
it
much
is forgivable.
super
It's
duper
just, yeah.
cares.
And he does care, and he reaffirms that, and I think he feels bad about it, and that's why he says, "I'm gonna stay with you and never leave your side." At the end of the end of the film, when he sits by her
Mhm.
bedside in the hospital,
Yeah,
I really do think like after this movie, I think Marty improves as a person and improves his character. And I don't
I
think that
agree.
anything is like things he does in this movie are that terrible. Like he's young and
Yeah.
dumb. And I feel like the reason why we have these surreal over the top moments is because it is such a culture shock, these things when you are young. Even though you don't like fucking blow up a gas station, like a small little thing or a small little like relationship ended or a small little fight with your friend or a significant other does feel like a gas station blowing up, you know?
I do know what you mean. That's a good analogy. I yeah.
All right. I
I've pretty much I've said literally everything I wanted to say
Um,
about this
you
movie.
know,
Like,
I could go on talking for hours about
honestly.
this film, and
Oh, for
and
sure.
in 24 hours I'm probably gonna have a million other things to say, but I think this conversation has
I
kind
got
of
you.
come for a halt. We'll definitely talk about it
Yeah.
more, you and me,
Yeah,
off
for sure.
podcast.
It might come up in future
Yeah,
episodes for sure.
but yeah,
But
Marty Supreme
genuinely
is
great
fucking
movie.
great. Go fucking
Yeah,
see it. It's
of course.
fantastic piece of cinema. It's one of the best films of the year. It's my third favorite film of the year. Um, Marty Mauser's great, and fucking Schwepp, if you know what I mean.
And it's Schwab. And
Schwepp.
it's quite grand. Like
Yeah.
if I was like I would be proud. Like
Oh,
all those people that made the movie, like bro,
before we close off,
I'm so glad
before we close off this
that I'm not.
this discussion, there's just a few random surface level things I want to say. Number one, the
Do it.
score is incredible. It's an incredible score. I've nonstop listened to it since I saw the movie. It's my second favorite
Love
score of
it.
the film of the year, or of last year. I think still Sinners is my favorite score of last year. The directing obviously is top tier. The the cinematography is top tier. The production design and costume design is top tier. The sound design also surprisingly great. The editing also very much top tier. It's one of the best editing of the year. There's some movies that the editing
Mhm.
is kind of the villain, which I think that with like
Yeah,
something like Frankenstein. Even though I like Frankenstein, I think the editing's a little bit weaker in that film. But also, I
I
think
I
what the
agree.
original screenplay of this is has to be nominated for original screenplay. I think this is one of the best screenplays of the year.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right.
I really want to get in more into reading screenplays. Did
Yeah.
you read the screenplay, or are you
I
just
have
saying
not.
like
I have
how
not,
it's written?
but like I'm just saying, like in its construction, you can kind of tell how a screenplay
Okay,
plays out,
yeah.
like
No,
lines
I
and
do I know
construction
what
and
you
how
mean.
it moves. You know. All right,
Yeah,
fucking great film. Marty Supreme, 10 out of 10. Let's
peak.
fucking go.
Marty Supreme, Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme.
All right.
Schwep.
Alrighty.
Okay,
So,
so Train Dreams. Um, just for some
Dream.
context, this is Luke's official recommendation for this film,
Yes,
for this
this is
podcast, for
my
this episode.
recommendation.
So each episode, we're just gonna flip flop recommending films. So this week it's Luke's turn. Next, at the end of this podcast, I'll reveal my recommendation for next week, which we'll both watch and talk about. And I hope you guys watch
Absolutely.
it too in the audience, because we are going to be talking spoilers with that as well. But
Hmm.
all right. So Train Dreams. Um, 1 second. Let me just get out my notes for this.
Okay.
All right. So, Train Dreams, directed by Clint Bentley, follows the life of Robert Garnier, a logger and railroad worker who leads a life of unexpected depth and beauty in the rapidly changing America in the early 20th century. So, this is based off the 2011 novella of the same name by Dennis Johnson. I originally saw this movie a few months ago at the Fountain Theater in Las Cruces. Shout out the Fountain Theater. Amazing theater. If you live anywhere in that area, please go. It's fucking incredible. Great place. Great vibe. Great people that run it. Great people that are always volunteering there. I've known Luke my entire life, and knowing him, this is a very him movie. I
Yes.
I watched it. I'm like, this guy would fucking love this film. So, and I've been telling him to watch it for months. So, I'm gonna let you start off, Luke. What did you think of Train Dreams?
Train Dreams is amazing. I genuinely was like locked in like the entire movie.
Oh,
It is
we're doing non
perhaps
spoilers right now, just for the audience sake.
okay. Yeah, yes, of course. Yeah, no spoilers, no spoilers.
We'll do spoilers later.
This is one of the most like gorgeous movies of all year. It is so like it is so tender. It is like poetic like in its naturally in the screenplay. It is romantic. It is very
It's
bulky.
yeah.
Like it's very like when I think of this movie, I think of foresty, obviously. It's dirt, it feels like
Oh,
getting your hands, getting your in your fingernails a little dirt in them. And I just genuinely it was just so gorgeous. The way it was shot and the performances, it was just so tender and just like it was beautiful. I loved it.
okay. I know
It was great.
I know we usually. I know we did this later last time. But just because I want to know, out of 10, what would you give this?
Out of 10, I'm gonna give it an 8. 8 out of 10.
What would you
It's
rate it
like
on
super
Letterbox? Like a
solid.
4?
I would rate it a 4, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm also 8 out
And
of
then
10 on
and then
this.
I
I thought you were
haven't
gonna be
and
higher.
the
Honestly, like I'm slightly disappointed. I thought you were gonna be like a 9 to a 10 out of 10 guy with this. This seems like a very you movie.
honestly, no, it is definitely a me movie. There's there's just some things. I
Um.
don't think actually I think a 4 might be harsh. It might be a no, it's no. I think it'll be a 4.5, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it just I think it
It's
replaces weapons on the top 5 for me.
it's very firmly
Um
a 4.5 for me. But I mean, no, it's very firmly a 4 for me. But I still did really like it.
mhm.
I just because I don't think it's a 4.5. I didn't like, you know, but I still very much liked it.
Yes.
Um, it's funny that you
It
said.
yeah, it is
Oh, you keep going. You go.
no, go ahead.
Okay. So it's funny that when you described it, you said something about how it's poetic. When I was
Yeah,
describing this movie to my dad, I said it's like if someone turned a poem into a movie. It's like a poem as a movie.
hmm
It almost feels like the beats of the movie
absolutely.
and how the movie moves. It's like the beats of a poem. It ends like a poem. It's a very poetic
Yes.
movie.
I love it. It is so like
It almost feels
and it's
like
so
they
like
construct the movie around the construction of a poem, which is incredible.
hmm yeah. And it's peaceful and it's just like I feel like it's American. I feel like it should kind of be
Oh,
there up there
it's
with
very
some of those folk.
oh, it's very certainly like an American epic. This is a very American
Mhm.
movie. This is like a movie
Yeah.
that can only be made in America. And The reason why I gave it a 4 is just
Yeah.
I'm not that into these kinds of movies. Like, I like westerns a lot. There's some that I don't like a lot. But out of these like movies made about like this age of America and this American colonialism, I do have some problems about it because they do have more of a altruistic vibe of America that's not too like what America was like at that point. I prefer things
Yeah,
that are
it's
more
definitely
that have more complicated view of the country
yeah.
and the country at
I
that point in
think and I
time.
think
But I just
yes.
and I think this has some of that, and it doesn't go far enough, but it also isn't that necessary in the story that they're trying to tell in this one. This is a very colonial, this
Mhm.
is a very folk point in time, and a lot of people will criticize this point in time, the early 20th century of America. And obviously, there's a lot of issues and a lot of problems going on politically and socially in this time, specifically in America. There's a lot of issues. But what I love about this movie so much is that everything about this paints everything that was also so great about that time in America. And there's always a lot of great and a lot of bad at every single point in history. But this movie like paints everything perfectly about what was great about that point in
Yes.
American history.
I agree. It's romanticizing, and that's actually funny you say. That's my main complaint about the movie. I enjoy it when movies get, a little bit more like, don't get me wrong, you can romanticize a certain point in time with obviously, it's a love story, you can do that at any point in time. I mean, that guy's like well, to a certain degree, obviously, but that guy, his life is like kind of the dream life. At least for me. I know it's not like that for everybody, but it's cozy. I love it. I also love the poster. I love the poster where he has
The
he's
axe, and
it's
it's like
just
a
him. And then the trees are it's like upside down.
yes, yes, I love
It's
that
like
poster.
it's giving the illusion that you're looking up like if you've ever laid down at a forest and you can see the trees
Okay,
surrounding. It's great.
specifically, this movie gives me a new love for trees. After I saw this movie, I look
Yeah.
at trees a whole different way, dude. I fucking love trees. Okay, there's a scene in this movie. Like, this is genuinely some of the best cinematography of the year. It's not my favorite cinematography of the year. I think that'd be Begone's Resurrection, Chinese film. You should check that one out too. It's very good. But
Yeah.
this will definitely be nominated in the Oscars for cinematography. Um, I wouldn't mind if it won, even though I think probably Sinners also probably has better cinematography and also be nominated in that category. But we're not gonna get into that now. But yeah, it's very deserving of being recognized for its cinematography. But they're specifically talking cinematography. There's a scene where there's a camera strapped to a tree while they're actively cutting a tree down, and you follow the tree
Oh
as it
yeah.
falls down.
It's great.
It's
Right.
it's like fucking euphoric. Like that's near the beginning. If not, that is the opening shot, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like right out of the gate, it hits you in the face, telling you this is something fucking special. Like, I'm going into this like being like, this looks interesting, but I don't know if I'm gonna love this. And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'm locked in. I'm excited to see what this is gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, let's talk about yeah, so lots of pros in this movie. It's gorgeous. It's literally like fuck. It's like it gets it. Like the person that made this not only respects cinema and movies, but they respect nature. Like, well, it is about a logger, but you know what I mean. Like, do you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
respect being in like
No,
being in it.
and
Like you're
I'm not
in it.
I'm not a very outdoorsy person. I like going on a hike
Mhm.
or two. I just don't go that
Yeah.
often, but when I do enjoy it a lot. But I'm just not that outdoorsy person. I know there's a lot of people who are into hiking and skiing and camping and mountain climbing, and I'm just not into that type of stuff. I would love to get into it, but I'm just at this moment in time in my life, I'm just not. And this is like the closest that I have been. Like after this movie, I walked out of the cinema. I'm like, I'm gonna go fucking climb a mountain, dude. I'm gonna go fucking live in the forest for the rest of my life.
Yes.
Fuck doing
I know
anything
what you're
else. I'm
talking
just gonna go
about.
live in the fucking forest, and I'm gonna grow a beard. I'm gonna build a log cabin for my family, and then everything will go great for me. But it's like it's giving me a view, and I love movies that give me a view into a part of life or just something that I just don't know a lot about. Like there's a lot of movies that I love that give me a view into things that I already love, But this is the type of movie that is coming from a perspective and trying to give me a perspective of something that I'm just not that familiar with. I have a new appreciation for
Yeah.
the planet that I live on after seeing this movie.
Hmm. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like you're in it. Like you're in it. You were in the woods and it's like this is what it is. Like this is what it is. Like you are going to raise a family. It's like it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous movie. Like I love it. I genuinely loved it. I loved watching it. Like I said, I was locked in the whole time. Um, I mean, you know me. I'm a sicko. I like going out in the middle of nowhere and setting up camps and just like making shit.
I need to go and do
Even
that with you more, by the way. I've only done it like once or twice
no,
with
for
you.
sure.
Yeah.
No, please do, bro. It is, and it's just like you're out there, you're doing stuff. I remember this one time I was out in the woods, and and I saw a cactus, and I tried to cook it, and it didn't work because cactuses suck balls, and these little fucking splinters will get you. But like, then I did it again, and it worked, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And honestly, that's like kind of how I felt with this movie. Like, it's just like you just do it. You know what I'm saying? You just climb it. You just do it. You just build it.
Dude, this movie
Like you
made me
don't.
want to conquer my dreams. I thought I could conquer the world
Yes.
after seeing this movie, dude.
Also, perfect title. Train Dreams is like I couldn't like that's
Yeah.
just
Oh
the
my god.
perfect name for the movie.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
Also, this movie has just a
trains.
pretty perfect 40 minutes. Like, we have actually a lot
Oh yeah.
of great movies this year that have, like, a pretty perfect 40 minutes. One Battle After Another probably has the most perfect first 40 minutes out of any movie ever made. Okay, that's a bold choice, but
Yes.
it's a pretty fucking perfect 40 minutes. This one, the first 40 minutes are a little bit more subtle, and you don't really know where it's going. With other movies like One Battle After Another or Marty Supreme, this first 40 minutes, they hit you in the face, and they just keep going, and you're fucking with it. This one, it hits you in the face with a great first shot, and then you're into
Yeah.
it, you're into what it's doing, and you don't really know where it's going, and then it fucking tells you, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then it's like,
It
and also that's another
it
thing.
takes
It's kind
some
of
turns that you don't
devastating.
know you didn't think it would go. Like, I watched this movie and
Absolutely.
I'm like, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the construction. I'm enjoying everything about it. I'm enjoying the production of it. I'm enjoying the directing, the acting,
And then it happens.
and I'm like, this is good. But there's some places that I'd like this to go, and I don't expect it to have the balls to do that. And then the movie has the balls to do that, and I have massive respect for that.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I genuinely love it so much. It is so incredible. Um,
Speaking to the poetic side of this film is narrated the entire time. Sometimes narration can be super, super annoying in movies. Sometimes it can be good, but it's introduced in scenes where it's a little bit unnecessary or goes on a little bit too long. The narration is pitch perfect here. Like, narration is
yeah,
something that's hard to
I
get
agree.
right. It's pitch perfect here. Like, there's other movies from this year that I like. Like, Mickey 17 is a movie this year that I do enjoy. But I have to admit, the narration is not perfect in some points. It goes on for a little bit
Oh
too
yeah,
long at points in in this film. Narration in this film, pitch perfect. It knows exactly what it needs to be.
exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. I will say though, I would enjoy to see like a cut of this movie with no narration. I will say.
It would
Like
be
I like it would be interesting.
it would be very
And I
interesting.
know that
I think honestly,
I just want to see something
I get what you're
kind of what
saying.
The Wind Rises does. It's like
Yeah.
you just sit there. It's I want a
No.
quiet, like it's
This
very
film
quiet,
is
you know?
this film is praised for being kind of Malick-esque, like having some qualities with Terrence Malick. And I've only seen one Terrence Malick film, Tree of Life. Have you seen any Terrence Malick?
No, but I've heard about Terrence
Yes.
Malick, of
So this is
course.
like kind of the construction of it, like this kind of like wavy time format, some great cinematography, this kind of spiritual and vibe to the film. Although this is less that, but Terrence Malick is very that. Again, if any Terrence Malick heads, I may be wrong. I've only seen Tree of Life once, and I liked it. But and especially the way time moves in his films. So this is praised for being Terrence Malick-esque. But I think the fact is what you want more is these kind of like slow, more peaceful kind of like meditative moments in the film. And I think the thing what I was saying about the narration being pitch perfect is as the perfect moments of the narration leading to a beautiful, poetic, moving moment, and also the peaceful kind of just meditative, quiet scenes also leading to beautiful moments. And I think this movie has just the perfect um combination of both. You have just enough of each kind of filmmaking style for this movie to work.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, like you said, it does go places. Like there is kind of a twist in the film, and
I
it's
wouldn't call it a
like, oh
twist,
my
but
God, and then okay, it's not a twist. In fact, it's kind of like, I don't know about you. Like I can see why you would not expect, and you see it in a way where you won't expect them to do it, and then they do it. I kind of was like expecting them to do it, and obviously we'll talk more about this when we get to the non-spoiler
the
or the
spoiler.
spoiler section of this review. Um, but like I think if you're somebody who's like me and you just love nature and woods, or not even woods, like just like want to see a movie that's just like like just like they get it, then I would recommend Trading Dreams. I would recommend it to anyone, honestly.
Yeah,
You will get a new
it's
appreciation of
it's one of
nature.
those movies. Like one of the reasons why I'm just not into that colonial period is like these movies can be kind of boring if you're just not like in tune with that history or that time
For
period.
sure.
And I'm sorry, like I love a lot of movies from this period at that time. Also, some of the movies that just depict this period of time get kind of boring. I'm gonna be honest, but there's
No,
something
I
about
agree.
Train Dreams that it goes down so easy. It's such an easy watch. It's this. And I say this about Lynch movies. Like David Lynch movies kind of just wash over you when you watch them. And this is nothing like a David Lynch movie, but it has that same vibe of kind of just washing over you and just like you just sit down. It's almost like you're like enhanced by a drug, like entranced by a drug. But you're not on a high, you're on a low. You're kind of just enjoying life and you're just moving through this
Mhm.
in a trance that this movie puts you in.
Exactly. Yeah, it is incredible. It is it is ugh, I just loved it. I loved every bit of it. I I
Um
genuinely like it's just beautiful. Like it is a poem, and I really enjoyed that. It reminded me of kind of those like not Ozymandias, but who's the poem? What is it? I could not stop for death. That one's like that's what that I don't know if you're into
uh
poems, but that
I
specific
am
poem
I'm getting into
reminded me
it.
of that
You
movie.
mean Walt Whitman?
No, no,
Okay.
that's
Uh
no, it's a different.
Fucking
I
yeah,
forgot
okay.
who it was, but
Yeah, I know.
check out. I would not stop for death, but death kindly stop for me. Check that one out. That one, it's like that's what I feel like this movie was, and it was beautiful.
Okay. Emily Dickinson. That's
Mm,
it. I just looked
yes,
it up.
Emily
Yes.
Dickinson.
Fuck, I don't
Yeah.
know cuz I just recently started getting into her poetry as well.
Oh, you
Fuck me.
absolutely should. You should read that
I'm
one.
embarrassed. I'm left naked by my lack of poetry knowledge when it comes up.
It is
I
okay.
thought I was ready. I really did. But I have
It's
much more
okay.
to learn. Um what else to say? Because there's some big spoilers I'd like to talk about. Unlike Marty Supreme, this one's a harder one to talk about without spoilers.
Yeah,
But
you kind of. I mean,
okay,
we've been dancing
let's
around it for quite a bit.
um, I still think we can do some unspoiler stuff. Um,
Yeah.
let's talk about some of the awards nominations behind this, and how do you think this will work into award season? So
Okay.
how it works for award season is a lot of movies are submitted, and recently Netflix has been getting award movies. Um, right? So
Yeah.
about each season they get two movies to submit of that get in, and this was one of their kind of award contenders. They have like four awards movies that are like big players right now. It's this, Frankenstein, Jay Kelly, and Nouvelle Vague. Now I've seen all these four movies. They're all great. But only two are gonna get in the Oscar race. Early on in the Oscar race,
Yeah.
it was looking like Jay Kelly and Frankenstein were getting in. But it looks like Jay Kelly is slowly losing interest and slowly leaving the Oscar race. Maybe Sandler will get a Best Supporting Actor nom, but maybe not. But it looks like this Train Dreams will have a more prominent role in the Oscars this year. This and Frankenstein. Frankenstein will be very secure. It's going to win a lot of tech awards, such as CGI. Well, I don't know if it's going to get CGI. That's probably guaranteed to Avatar, but it's going to be nominated for CGI. It's probably going to get like costume design, hair and makeup, production design, that kind of shit. Those kind of construction awards.
Yeah.
All and very deserving to that film. But Train Dreams looking to get nominated for a few things. Number one, obviously cinematography. It seems like the screenplay is going to get nominated. It seems like the score might get nominated. It seems like the original song might get nominated. And this one is very much less of a chance. But the main actor, Clint Bentley, or not Clint Bentley, what's his name? Clint Bentley's the director.
I don't.
The lead of this film. Let me look this up.
Yes, I don't remember.
Joel Edgerton.
Let me see.
Has a chance at getting nominated for Best Actor. Joel Edgerton. These Train Dreams has been nominated for these awards in other award shows that have been happening for the past few weeks, and it looks like it's going to be nominated for the ones that are going to also be leading up to the Oscars. So, what do you think about how this plays into award season, and what do you think it deserves or not?
Honestly, okay, this is my prediction. I think it's gonna get nominated for a ton of stuff. I honestly don't think it's gonna win anything just because
I
of
don't. Yeah.
all of its
No, I don't think it's going to
contenders.
come out with anything. They are talking
But
about
yeah,
Joel
but I
Edgerton
do
for
think
lead
it's gonna
actor.
get.
I don't think he's going to get nominated. Honestly, I don't.
No,
I think
no,
there's a
I don't think
chance.
he
There's
will
a
either.
chance, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Maybe. I
There's a
loved
few
him. He
things.
was
I don't know.
great.
It's going to get nominated for adapted screenplay, and there's a lot of great adapted screenplays
Yes.
this year. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I like the screenplay a
Yeah.
lot, but there's a lot of other adapted screenplays that I love this year.
Right.
So I don't know how I feel about that. We can talk about award nominations when they come out. We'll be talking about them on the pod. But cinematography. I said earlier I wouldn't be
Cinematography.
mad if it won.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't either.
Score.
It's gorgeous. It is
it's a
literally,
great
and
score. It sure is a great score. But fuck,
is.
man, it pales in comparison to One Battle, Marty Supreme, and Sinners. I think I like this score more
It
than
does.
Frankenstein's score, though.
Really.
Yes. Frankenstein has a lot of great moments in its score, but I feel like there's also a lot of like cheesy, more sappy moments in the score as well. Like, okay, I'm sorry, but like fucking violins during sad moments and violins during the fucking
Okay.
like
Fair.
the
No, that
same
is
kind of
totally
violin
fair.
moments that's all over Frankenstein. There's a lot of great moments and beautiful moments in that score, but that's all over Frankenstein. I have mixed feelings about that score. This one, it's a very understated score that works perfectly. And it's not every moment of this film is scored either, which is also perfect.
Yeah.
Also, original song. What do you think about Train Dreams, the song? Plays during the credits?
I enjoy it. I
yeah,
really
it's a good
like
song.
it.
It's a good song.
I think it makes sense for the movie.
I think, although I think I Lied
can
to You
get-
from Sinners should probably win Best Song category, but
No, Sinners definitely should. Yes, I really enjoy it a lot. It's like very much Train Dreams. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it makes sense.
Okay. All right, so I think we should move on to spoilers, but just to reiterate for our scores, I'm giving it 8 out of 10. You're giving it an 8 out of 10, if I'm correct.
I'm gonna bump it up to a 9 now that I'm.
All right,
now
9
that
out of
it's
10, 8 out of
sinking in.
10.
Yeah.
All right, let's fucking talk about
Yes,
spoilers.
dude.
All right,
Spoilers. All right.
3, 2, 1,
3,
spoilers.
2, 1.
All right.
All right, let's hold off on the ending because
Okay. Yeah, we can
I
hold off on the ending. Like Marty
I
Supreme,
very
it has
much
another like very euphoric high ending, but in a very different way than Marty Supreme. So
yeah, it's not it's like so but first let's talk about kind of what I was dancing around, and that's just like the main tragedy of the movie, and that is
yes,
the fire.
the fire that
I like it.
tragically ends the lives of
Yeah,
his
that
family.
kills. Yeah, yes. It is tragic. It's done well, I think, and then it just like from I kind of saw it coming, but it's like I was interested because it happens like kind of midway, I believe,
I
and then I
look,
was
it's very typical for a movie like this, and I
yeah,
was like when I saw the movie, I'm like, I'm predicting something like this will happen. But then when I started watching like the first 40 minutes, I'm like, oh, this is a very different type of movie going for a very different type of thing. So I don't know if it's going to go for that.
Yeah,
Right? And then it goes for
I
that. And I'm
totally
like, oh
understand.
shit, it's doing both. It's having its cake and eating it too. And I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. Let's see if it works. And then it fucking proves me wrong by the end of the movie. It absolutely works.
It does, and it's like it's insane. Like, yeah, and I know what you're talking about. Like, you think it's it's just kind of gonna be a little simple, like nothing too crazy, down to earth, man with his family movie, and then nature takes over, which is a beautiful theme of the movie.
Yes.
Nature. The fire is like an incredible symbol of nature versus progress, and the fact that this movie's set in the early 20th century adds so much to the nuance, I should say, of that
Yes.
specific theme that they
Yeah, and I
chose.
think I think it's a movie that can only like exist in that time period, and because it's saying a
Yeah.
lot about that time period.
Mhm. Yeah, like with the beauty and the brutality, you know,
Yeah.
that comes with expanding America.
Yeah.
It was yeah,
This kind
and
of
the
eh, hello?
yeah. No, I know what you're saying. It's just like it captures it very well, and I like the first 45 minutes. It's just like man with family, and it's
Man with
really good,
family.
and it's really like tragic. Like I think that yes, it is sappy, like they're laying down in the fields of fucking flowers and shit. It's like kind of like yeah, that's like very cliche, but dare I say I enjoyed it. I
Yeah, I
enjoyed it
mean,
because it
look,
feels poetic. I mean,
yeah, I
you know what
mean
I
the
mean?
music and the cinematography kind of trick you into enjoying that more than you should, and it fucking works. I'm gonna give the film it. I'm
It
like,
does.
I could try fucking uh I could try criticizing it, but you know what? I'm gonna give it this one because it's done so well.
Yeah. And that's the thing that shocked me is I saw the trailer and I'm like, wow, this looks good and also really sappy at the same time.
It's not.
And
It's not at
normally
all.
yeah, and
It's
that's
it
yeah,
tries to be
exactly. When I
sappy. It
saw the
tries to be
trailer,
like emotionally manipulative in a bad way, and it's fucking not at all. It's it's like
exactly.
so mature and so methodical at what it's going for.
And I saw that, but I didn't see it in the trailer, and the because the trailer was ramping it up to be a like a
Also, the trailer's like
like
such
an
a different
award.
thing than whatever this is. Like,
I know it's weird. It's very weird. It's very odd.
what's with us like
Um,
talking about movies that have like trailers that misrepresent what's actually happening?
I know, isn't it so weird? Like, I feel like I don't know. Get Berg the Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I think it works for that movie. I think those type of people that like are like, yeah, I love this fucking shit. Like they need to see a movie that kind of subverts their expectations like
Yeah.
that. Um, and I think that's what it does. It's I don't know, it's kind of haunting. I think a lot of the imagery during the theater is like incredible,
Yes.
like holy shit. And
Specifically the plane scene, moving up and
yeah, the
down
plane,
and
dude,
through.
and
It's
he's
the mirror
like
shot,
seeing his
the mirror
life.
shot towards the end.
Oh my God.
There's a big
It's
time jump
gorgeous.
towards the end, which is
Literally,
like works perfect for like
yeah,
the poem that this movie is telling. But
exactly. And it's kind of honestly it's kind of a whiplash because you see the like neon lights of the do you know what I'm talking about? Like and it's
yes.
like wow, what that's like insane
Okay,
because I was looking at trees.
now that we're speaking about this, I talked to when we're talking about Marty Supreme, I talked about how the wind rises. A specific line can also be applied to train dreams. Since you've seen the wind rises more recently, can you talk about like the connections between the wind rises and train dreams specifically?
Absolutely. I think well, what were you specific? Because a lot can be compared, honestly. It's kind of a similar movie a little bit. What were you gonna say about it?
I was talking specifically about the airplane line, but there's a lot of poetic dialogue
Okay,
in that movie.
airplanes are beautiful dreams.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Are you talking about the airplanes are beautiful dreams line?
Yes. Yes.
And then the beautiful dreams that could be used for war and destruction and stuff?
Yes.
Like that kind of little bit? Oh yeah.
Yes.
I
That's
totally see that
that's
with
also something
with
that
the trains.
pokes at what Train Dreams is doing, because I think it kind of focuses on like what good man can do when we work together and what bad man can do when we work together. You know? Very
I
much
do
less
know
the
what you
bad,
mean.
but there's a choice that happens at the beginning of this movie. Um the death on the railroad. I think you know what I mean. And that choice
Yeah,
haunts our main character throughout the entire movie.
it does, yeah.
Yes,
And it's
and
like
I love that because a lot of movies have deaths that they just want to manipulate your emotions in the moment, but deaths don't really feel that final. This is a movie about grief and about death where the deaths really do have weight. And the weight of the
yeah,
deaths feel super realistic in this one. Like
exactly.
fucking nail-bitingly realistic to me. There's some moments I'm edging on tears where I'm like, fuck, that the way he said that was perfect. That's exactly the feeling described perfectly.
Yeah.
And of course,
And it's and
we all have our different experiences with like death and
mhm,
with passing away. But for me specifically, it a lot of moments in this felt perfect, like right on the point of what that feels like. Specifically, the grieving process.
exactly. And yeah, it's you're talking about the Arn guy, right? Like he when he fell from the
Yes,
branch.
and no one did
Yeah,
anything.
that was that shit was that was very well done, I must say. And like you said, you know, it didn't just do it just to say that, oh yeah, it's a dangerous job, or not even just talking about the because obviously, you know, nature versus um
Nurture.
progression, you know, it makes sense why they would do that, but it haunts the character. It's like that's his biggest fear, and then and then it literally happens in like the most horrific way, and then we still have like 40 minutes of the movie left, and it's like fuck, like like that when that happened, I was like, okay, what's gonna happen now? Like, and then he just kind of has to like live it, like he just has
It's
to live with it.
there's
It's
there's
great.
there's some films, and I'd count this as one of those films where you're watching a character suffer so much, you just want to like go into the movie and conceal the character and give them a hug and tell them everything's going to be all right. And you're just like
Hmm.
biting your nails, just like watching this character get get depressed and suffer through so much that you just want them to find some help. And it is a euphoric moment when they do find help. I feel the same way about Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, and of course that's a very different character arc than this one. But throughout this movie, I feel the same way about our main character here, our protagonist.
Yeah.
Specifically in the moment where he's in the woods and the narrator goes, and sometimes he can hear the voices of his family in the woods, and sometimes he can catch him. And he's going through the woods trying to catch his family and trying to find him. I'm like, fuck, I feel for you, dude. I really do. I feel for
Hmm.
you, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so what's the word? Profound. It's
Yes.
very
Yes.
profound.
Yes. It's the
It's like
exact
so
word.
just like fuck. It's just like shit. And the fact that it's like it's this like it's just like relentless, dude. It's just relentless like progress.
Yeah.
Like you're just progress of things that happen, and he helps build it, you know, by building the trains, you know, the railroad. Like he helps build the progress, and it's
Yeah.
just like so
The
sad.
other thing is
Well, it's not even sad, it's just like good.
the other thing
You know
about
what I
this
mean?
character, and specifically why I like the time jump at the end, is that this character is older, and he admits it in the movie, and the narrator I think admits it as well. Is that specifically this character is helping build a world that that is very fast, very rapidly beginning to not recognize. By the end of the movie, with that big time jump, the character doesn't really recognize the world that he's in anymore. That world that he grew up in is gone. It's completely
Yeah,
gone. And I mean, when I mean gone, I mean gone. His family and everything. I mean, he has nothing, and yet he chooses to keep going, which is part of what's so beautiful about it. And but yeah, I feel like this idea of just like it's this world that's kind of fully slipping through your hands. And I feel like as you get older, specifically me, I just became an adult, and I'm moving through my life as an adult. And as an 18-year-old, I'm already feeling like shit, things move so fast and everything slips through your hands. You have to do something fucking
exactly.
now. This second you have to do something or it's going to slip through your fingers. And it's so profound that this guy is able to move on and move on so calmly and maturely, able to move through the world that's constantly slipping through his hands.
Exactly. And obviously it's been done before. Like,
Oh, everything in this movie's
this
been
the
done
plot.
before, but this is just
Yeah,
doing it the
literally
best.
everything. Yes, I know, that's the thing. But one thing I think it actually does do slightly differently, and that's something that you just said, is that it's he just like accepts. And it doesn't, I mean, yeah, it's, there's a whole thing, right? He has to do that, but it's like he's mature about it, like a lot of these other characters kind of go crazy when something bad happens, or like it's like vengeful or something like that, but this is just like, what can you do? You
Yeah.
can't um you can't change it, and there's nothing to go after. There's nothing to attack because it's nature. It's the very thing that he loves, and it's the very thing that he sees change so like insanely much. And at the end of the movie when he's talking to the young men at the fire, it's like, damn, like that's life.
Yes.
Um, hopefully nobody's lives is as tragic as him, but like
Unfortunately,
you
there are
can
people
apply that
who,
to your lives.
yeah.
No, absolutely.
And
I just mean like everyone can apply their lives to him,
I think when you said,
whether or not
yeah.
it's as extreme.
I think when you said acceptance, you're hitting the nail right on the head for me. And this movie is like very specifically, especially in the second half, a movie about grief. I think you can agree. It's
Mhm.
very, very strongly a movie about grief. Um, and there's a lot of movies about grief. It's a very popular subject to make films about. It's a very popular subject to make art films, high class art films about this. And there's a lot of
Mhm.
incredible films about grief. But I feel like something about this process, and this displays the whole process of grieving, and it does it so beautifully. But the thing that's unique about this, and this film does uniquely, incredibly about grief, is that it talks about grief, and that was so stupid the way I said that. But the thing that this does so specifically
Gosh,
great is the acceptance part. The acceptance here is so profound, it's so beautiful, it's so moving, and it does that part perfectly.
it does. And yeah, it's just like, oh damn. You just kind of have to breathe after you watch it. You just kind of, and it's not like
And it's
it's
so
not that
easy to
heavy.
breathe. It's so easy to breathe. It's this
Yeah,
kind of movie that
I guess, yeah. That's
it's
what I
like
meant. I think that came off wrong. I don't mean like,
no, no, I know
because there's
exactly
some
what you're
movies this
saying.
year that like
Yeah.
hold, like push you down, but this one lets you breathe. Does that
Yeah,
make
no,
sense?
it's
Like
just like
you just take a
it's
deep
this kind
breath.
of movie that like after the movie, it's like almost this like very calm, encouraging deep breath that you need to have. And it's just this very profound deep breath that you have after watching this. It's so good.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of movies like this, but none of them, like you said, first of all, have done it this well. Secondly, none of them have made me feel this way when I finished watching a movie. Like it's almost like yeah, things can get awful, but things are going to be okay. Like things are going to be okay. And it's
Oh yeah.
great. It's
No.
just so good.
This is like and I think that this is so refreshing in a year of fucking movies that we
Yeah.
get because we're getting shit like Eddington and we're getting shit like Begonia and also one battle after another to a point where
Yeah,
like
to an extent,
specifically to
yeah.
Eddington and Begonia the thesis is that everything is fucked. The entire world is fucking ruined by our current political state. Everything is fucked. Our phones and our current social economic position has ruined the fucking world and we're all gonna fucking die, and it's probably the end of the world because of that. And everyone's also a fucking terrible person who's selfish and only doing it for their own reason. I think also No Other
Right.
Choice does this to a point as well. But those two movies specifically, Begonia and Eddington, and it's so like refreshing to have a film like this where it's like, yes, shit is fucked. Shit is really dark. Shit gets really, really dark sometimes. But in the end, it's gonna be fucking okay. And
Yeah.
and the fact that that message resonates so well, also specifically this film makes it resonate so well, and it resonates at any time period. This is a movie that I think is going to age really great. I think this movie's going
I
to age
agree.
just as good as Eddington's going to age. I think Eddington's going to age great in a bad way, and I think this movie's going to age great in a good way. And I think
Oh, dude,
those two
Eddington has
movies,
already aged incredibly well, bro.
Eddington is already
The ending
well.
shot. Can we go on
Okay,
a side tangent?
okay. I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ending well. I think it's ending terribly. It's because that movie is so horrifying in its construction and what it's saying, and it's already editing like as things keep going. What that movie's saying is already becoming more horrifically true. But I think this
I
movie,
know, bro.
but the sad fact about that is it's probably going to take longer. But I think this movie is also good. This movie, the message of it is going to become more profoundly and beautifully true as time moves on as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's a poem, and it's
And I think I
it's
love
too good.
I love the central thesis that even in the face of the worst tragedy that anyone can face, because I think losing a child and losing a family is probably just about the worst tragedy that someone can face. In the face of the worst tragedy that anyone can face, you can come out alive. You can come out okay, and you can live your life. And this guy lives
Exactly.
his life, and that's
And
what's so beautiful about that last plane shot. He's living his life again, and
yes,
it takes a while for him to live his life again as well. And he tries, and he has some terrible moments, and he has some great moments, and he has some good moments, he has some bad moments, he has some okay moments, but in the end, he came out okay. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to bother him in the future. Of course, I can still there's moments in this movie where he has depressive episodes about his family, and I think that even after the ending, he's going to continue having those depressive episodes. But fuck, is he going to be okay?
yeah,
And that's what's so beautiful.
yes. It's like it's very soothing.
Oh my god,
Oh, it's just
this
so
is
good.
like
It's a good movie about
this
loss.
is the
It's
movie.
not like it's not trying to capture what loss is like. It's like almost trying to like help you through it, you know? Because
Yeah,
every movie, I feel like a lot of movies
I think
about
it does
grief are
both in a
just
way.
just trying to
Actually,
capture what
I
it's
think it does
like.
both in a way.
Well, yeah, well, it does. Well, in order to do one thing, it has to do another, right? But
Yeah,
I'm talking about primarily a lot of these movies are just about like I'm gonna make a movie, and I'm going to like make it in a way so that others can experience the guilt, so that I do it like so that I can I make a movie about that, and it's just about like what it's like to experience guilt. Um, but this
yeah,
movie was that, but it was also
good.
what what to do. Yeah, it's great. It's just great. It's like it's so good. I wouldn't. It's it's not well. It's not uplifting, but it's like uplifting. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's no.
To
I think
to
it
a
is
degree.
uplifting. What the fuck do you mean? This is uplifting. And
Okay,
again, I'm
well,
just saying the most
actually, okay.
uplifting part
I
about
guess
it.
that's right.
The most uplifting part about it is that it can go so dark and still be uplifting in the end. That's what makes the movie
That's
fucking
true.
great.
Yeah, no, it is. Never mind. It's uplifting. I just didn't know if that was like the right term,
No,
but
of fucking
I
course it's
suppose it
uplifting,
is.
dude.
No, it's great. It's and could I just quickly go on a little side thing?
Yes.
So I don't. Oh my gosh, dude. Whoever location scouted for this movie, bro, holy
Oh my
shit,
god.
dude. They did like perfectly, like literally perfectly. And I know obviously location scouting is a very hard thing to do because, you want a place that's like remote, but you also want like, all of your fucking trucks and equipment to get through it. And it looks like this person found a happy medium where it's like, yeah, we'll do that, but also we will get places that are like super just like remote and just like in nature. And
Yeah.
they did it perfectly. And it looked like the director was like, yeah, I'm fine with leaving our trailers and leaving shit. And these actors and our crew are just gonna kind of have to deal with being in nature
Um,
to support this movie, and that's a decision I can get behind.
okay.
Like, holy shit.
So I have something to say about this, but this movie.
Yeah.
But have you seen Boogie Nights? It's relevant to what I'm about to say.
Holy shit. No, I have not. I need to watch. I need to lock in, bro,
Okay, I'm gonna give a.
on
I'm just
PTA.
gonna give like a very slight spoiler. It doesn't really even change much. You probably already
Yeah, no,
know
just
it.
do it. It's fine.
Okay, so in the middle of Boogie Nights, there's a change. There's a New Year's party, and it's a switch from the 1970s to the 1980s, and it's a switch from shooting porn on film to shooting porn on digital. And that switch kind of shakes up the movie. The switch between the 1970s to the 80s really shakes up the movie in the second half, right?
Right.
And this movie's doing something very similar, but very much more subtle. Where it's the switch from like this kind of more handheld, more like colonial way of doing
Hmm.
things to this more industrial, like um
Still, yeah.
yeah, more machined way of doing something. Really informs the
Yeah.
character's journey and is important to the film and is important where we land our character at the end of it.
Yeah, I can totally get behind that. Like there's some, still moments, in the cinematography when they're, in the woods and all that, just to kind of, but I feel like that's just to get the scale and to let it sink in. But a lot of it is, tracking shots and if a character's at the fire, it's kind of like someone squatting down with their camera and it's moving. It's not like entirely skill. It's like they're in with the nature, and then at the end, when the time jump happens and it's more industrialized, it's just like just like mechanic almost.
Yeah.
Like literally just like plotted. It's beautiful. I love how film can
And
tell a
the
story
fact that
with
we still
just
have those
composition.
quiet moments with nature and the filmmaking stays the same even through that process of change into the another time period, you kind of feel what the character's feeling, this like kind of time slipping through your eyes and you watching it. It's just like some of this filmmaking doesn't feel fitting for what we're shooting at this moment. What you're shooting doesn't feel fitting for the way you're shooting it, but it's just you have to move through and you have to keep going.
Exactly. No, it's dude, it is beautiful. It is like a beautiful movie. And
if if the
yes,
word
bro. I,
beautiful
I'm
was a
gonna I'm gonna
movie,
rewatch it
it would
low
be
key.
this.
Huh?
If the word beautiful was a
Sorry, say that
movie,
again.
if the word beautiful was a movie, it'd be this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because it is. It's just gorgeous. It's it's like everything. It's romantic. It's just so fucking good. Oh my God. I've seen a lot of fucked up movies. And this one is not that,
Yeah.
but like it does go like so dark. Like really like it goes super dark and like sad, and it's like I respect a movie that can get out of its head.
Yeah.
Like it's like the ending is perfect, bro. It's literally perfect. And I believe that this was shot Eastern Washington State. And like, oh my God,
I'm
bro,
not
it's
sure
so
about that.
gorgeous
I'm not sure
over
about
there.
that, but it looks it. It does look it.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous, slightly foggy.
Yeah.
Um, and I love it. I
And
just loved
the fact that
every
not everything
moment.
is perfect, the fact that there's some slight haze in some scenes, and not everything is shot
Hmm.
perfectly, not everything about it is so perfect. Because there's some films where everything is so meticulously designed and it's so perfect because it is so meticulously designed. And the fact that that's not really the focus of this, even though there is a lot of meticulousity to it, there's a lot of small details that make it great. But the fact that not of that isn't as focused on is part of what makes it great.
Exactly. And it's like, and it's almost like you're there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you are there
Yes.
in the
It's one of
setting.
those movies
It
that
is,
truly just transports you to the locations it's shooting.
yeah. It
Like,
is like
there's some shots where I can
crazy.
smell the pine trees. Like, it's
Yes.
incredible.
There's another poster for this movie that I also enjoy, and that is the poster of the man, and he's just kind of looking to the side of him, and behind him, kind of out of focus a little bit, is just the woods and the forest, and he's by a train track, and it's kind of like a bridge, so it's a little elevated, and it's just going into the wood, and it just looks like incredible. Like it looks like I could I'm there right now. This and like it's just thick and enshrouded, and it's you're in nature, and it's just oh man, so good. And I love the cabin. I want to live there, like genuinely. Um,
I mean, yeah.
there's this one part of the movie I will say I've been glazing it for quite some time now. I'm gonna add a minor like little critique. I don't care too much, but I did do a double take. And there was one like and then I rewatch it and I was like, "Oh my God." But it's when the he's kind of like sitting with his do you know that scene where he's kind of sitting with with bro and she shoots a rifle like
Yes.
like
Yes.
kind of says, "Yes, bro." There's like no recoil and you can just and if you watch it back, you can just tell that they kind of just add a little like to it and it I don't know.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
just like zero
that happens
but
often in
like it's
movies.
fine. It's not even yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's not even it doesn't even matter.
it's not a
If it's
gun-focused
not
movie.
an
It doesn't
action
matter.
movie, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just I was like what? And then I looked back and I was like, "Oh my God." But it doesn't that
Okay.
doesn't even matter, bro.
One thing, I have one huge fucking problem with this. You know what it is?
Do it. The
And
dog. No, I'm just kidding.
no,
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 what is
no. There's a problem with this that fucking pisses me off to my core, and I absolutely hate this part about it. Can you guess what it is?
it? Is it the I don't know, is it the baby? Is it I don't know.
It's that it's fucking made by Netflix, and this did not get a full theatrical release. I saw this in a theater, and I was
Okay,
lucky
that's
enough to see it
fair.
in a
That's fair.
theater.
That's totally
And
fair.
fuck, man, the cinematography hits so hard in the theater. Like, I've seen some clips of it on my computer and on my phone after watching it again, just to go back and look at some of the beautiful cinematography. It does not hit as hard as it does in a theater. This shit should be in a fucking theater.
It should be. It's just a shame that a lot of these movies don't have the um you know, obviously Netflix picks them up or they don't have
Yeah.
they go to these studios and they're like, we're not necessarily looking for this, but you can go over to Netflix and it'll just go straight to streaming. And then they, and not to say that that's not like, I don't know, like on one end, part of the reason I slightly enjoy the other poster more is because the fucking Netflix logo doesn't like actually ruin the entire fucking poster. But cause like okay, I want you to look if you can at the poster, the like main poster of
Yeah.
him with the axe looking down and the trees upside down. The worst part of it is the fucking Netflix logo because it's so goddamn out of place and it's like this red thing in the left of this of the you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's shit.
And this is the type of movie that plays so terribly on Netflix. There's some movies that like I'd still rather see in a theater. Like comedy movies and like drama movies, like something like Sentimental Value, that has some great cinematography in it. I still recommend you see it in a theater if you can. But you're not
Yeah.
missing out on much if you're watching it at home. And I'm not saying that the theater experience isn't worth it. It's 100 billion times over worth it watching that movie in a theater, watching any movie in a theater. But like this is such an anti-Netflix movie. It's maybe one of well, I mean, I'm not gonna say. I was about to say it's one of the most anti-Netflix movies ever, and I think there's more. But
Yeah.
this
There's a few.
fuck man, this should be seen in a theater. This is like something for the fucking big screen. I want to see this in 70 millimeter. I want to fucking hear the projector in the back of my ear the entire time while this movie's going. I want to fucking smell popcorn in front of me. I want to fucking hear
I
people
agree.
crying while this guy is fucking having a depressive episode. Like, fuck. This fucking needs to
Let's
be
do
seen
it.
like that.
And yeah, I totally agree. On the other hand, this movie would probably never exist without Netflix. Like some guy in
I
Netflix being
beg to
like, "Yeah, we'll
differ.
do
I just
this."
think that the way our industry is designed right now is fucking stupid. If this was released in the 90s, this would become like fucking huge. People would go see
Oh, a
this.
cult classic.
Yes. I don't think
Yeah,
this would
no,
become a cult classic.
absolutely.
This would become an American classic. It just would. It is
Yeah.
that type of film. It's
What
not
are some
cult
American
status.
classics? I would say that like this movie is up there. If I hope this movie becomes an American classic. I haven't seen that much
I
talk
think
about it
it has
online
all the
actually.
bones to do it. It does. It has the blood to do it.
It definitely does. Like I see this up there personally with like No Country. Like that's probably the biggest
Yeah, no.
American
I was more thinking like
classic.
it has like a lot of those American filmmaking sensibilities of like those classics like fucking The Godfather, Casablanca, like Sunset Boulevard. It has the
Oh, I
sensibilities of
see
all
what
of
you're
that.
saying.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. And I mean we've seen movies like recently that have those big sensibilities. Like just last year
Yeah. I was seeing like
we saw The
oh dude.
Brutalist, which is like feels like such a fucking American classic. Like There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Again, it's a very different movie from all of those Train Dreams, but it does like share like the filmmaking sensibilities of those. And we've seen like The Brutalist, which feels like that movie should be like an American classic from the 70s. It just should. But it came out in 2024 and it's fucking incredible. But this is doing a very different kind of thing, but it feels like it should be an American classic. You know? This should be an
Hmm.
iconic. There should be
I
some
do know.
iconic imagery. The camera attached to the tree should be like an iconic shot.
It should. God, that part was so good. That movie was so good. I gotta recommend that to my friends. I think
This
they
is
would
and that's
enjoy
the
it.
other thing. Like I've been recommending this to pretty much everyone in my life. My dad, my grandmother. Like I can't fucking recommend everything to my fucking grandmother, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I can recommend this to my grandmother, and she
exactly.
would enjoy it. You know, this is
Yeah,
just
I
a yeah.
recommended this to my grandpa.
I want. There's a few like things that I would love to talk about acting wise. I think Joel Edgerton as the main role. He's great. He's incredible. He's very good in his role. But also, I'd like to talk about William H. Macy, who has a few incredible scenes. He fucking comes in, he stomps in the whole movie, kicks some fucking ass, is like the coolest guy in the fucking movie, and then fucking leaves.
I know. First
He's
peak and then
you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah,
Yeah, he William H. Macy is so fucking good in this movie.
I just love this bro. And it's filmed with the it's like it just uses like it's like all natural lighting. It's
Yeah.
oh my God,
Well,
bro.
I don't know if it's all natural lighting. I
Well,
think
not
there
like
is some manipulated
not
lighting here and there.
entirely, but like
But like
yeah,
it's
I
it
just mean
very much looks natural because
for
yeah,
most of
because
like the outside
well,
scenes.
like the idea is that through a camera, like life doesn't look like life through a camera, and this does everything that it can to make things look more natural through a camera.
Yeah, it's incredible. And there's like a lake scene in it. It's
Oh
like, oh
yeah.
my
Yeah.
God, Jesus Christ. It's
It's
just
a it's a great flick.
makes me happy.
Do you have anything else to say about this?
Honestly, no, it's like it's just like I just love it. I can
Yeah.
I know you said this earlier, but with this movie you can smell the pines, you can like there's a part of the movie where this guy he like just like splashes like this huge uh trough of water and he just like splashed it is in his face and I just feel it feels so oh it's just I feel I can you know what I'm saying, right? Like I
Yes.
can almost feel that.
Yeah.
I can like literally feel it. It's great.
I want to
It's
be the
incredible.
characters in this movie. Well, actually, no, I don't want to be the main character in this movie, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I wanna live his ideal life
Fuck.
without
I think about
the
that plane
fire.
shot, the camera going upside down and around, and you know, whew.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That oh my God, it's genuinely that's I think
I
I don't know.
like
When I think of this movie, I
I'm
don't think
like
of one
fucking feel like
specific
I'm
shot. I think of
flying.
like multiple places.
I feel like I'm
Yes,
flying in that scene. Yeah, I know. I still think the best shot is the camera attached to the tree. Everything pales in comparison to that.
absolutely. And I feel like the movie just kind of like it just builds on something truly special and then
No,
it lets go
this
at the
is.
perfect moment.
I think what is part of what's so special about this is that this could be something not special, but it ended up being something special.
I know.
Like
Like it's a story that's, you know,
I could see a world where this changed a few decisions, and I ended up hating this movie. But I love it, man. I do.
I know. I love it. It's I think it's one of the best Netflix original movies I have ever seen in my life.
There's a lot of great Netflix original movies. I'll have to think on
I
that.
know.
I don't know.
I know there is. What would yours be?
My favorite Netflix original movie?
Hmm.
Fuck. Um. Uh. I'm gonna go with Noah Baumbach's Marriage Story. I really do love that film a lot.
That one's incredible. That one's really good. But yeah,
I don't know why we're
I
talking about
genuinely
Netflix originals. This is a stupid conversation.
no, but I consider it up there with some of the best.
Yeah.
Like it would probably be top five for me.
I'm
Like
excited to
genuinely,
see this at the Oscars this year. I am.
I am too.
I don't think it's gonna win. I
I
think it's
hope
gonna
it
win
stands a chance.
zero,
I don't think
but
it
you
will
know.
either. I hope it just gets nominated for a ton of stuff,
Do you
as it
wanna
should.
when the Oscar nominations come out? Do you want to talk about the nominations, and then after the Oscars happen, do you want to do like an Oscars debrief episode of the podcast?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
All right.
Let's
Cool.
do
Cool.
it.
Let's do it.
We could sneak it in on one of the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Do you have anything more to talk about for Train Dreams?
Honestly, I don't think I do.
It's it's a
I think I've
it's a hard
exhausted all
film to
I've had to
talk
say.
about, like just because
Yeah,
it's so less concrete. A lot of it is in the feels, and a
yeah.
lot of it's so
It's
personal.
super simple.
Part of the
Yeah,
reasons,
like
a
Marty
lot of the
Supreme
reasons,
is like
yeah.
eccentric
Well, a
and
lot of
like
Marty Supreme's very
grand.
pop. It's very
Yeah.
in your face. Again, it's a very maximalist film. This is not, but
Yeah, you just
what
yeah.
I'm just saying is like a lot of the other thing is this. A lot of what I love about this is it gives me feelings I can't describe. I just can't. There's so many great feelings this gives me that I can't describe.
I know. And especially me, cause you know, I love being out there, and it's just like I get it. Like this person that made the movie, it's like they get it. They understand.
Oh yeah, no.
And it's great.
Again, as a
It's so
person who's
good.
not that well, and not that well like educated about the outside, I get that this is coming from someone who gets it.
Hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can see the passion.
Yes.
It's just
It's
so good.
yeah, it's one of those
I
movies that
can't really
that's another thing. It charms you with its passion. There's so much passion and work that goes behind
hmm
this. It charms you immediately because there's so much passion and work behind it.
exactly. It's great. It's genuinely great. I I loved it.
Yeah.
I really did. Um
8 out of
yeah,
10
I
for me.
don't 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
loved it. So
Okay.
good.
That's Train Dreams.
Alrighty.
Watch it. All right. So that's the end of our podcast. We talked about 2 films. Um
Oh yeah.
Before we do some Luke, how about
Yeah.
say your socials, anything you want to advertise on the podcast.
Oh, for sure. Well, I think that you should follow a few things. You should follow my main channel is Milk Gang. I made a kind of my most popular work is Encino Raiders. That's what it's called. If you just look that up,
It's kind
it
of
should pop
it
up.
is kind of Train Dreams-esque actually.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, just as of if you think of like just like kind of three idiots going out in the desert and just being like, yeah, let's make something. And then we did in one day. Then you should check that out. You should also subscribe to the John and Wyatt YouTube channel, which I think is even more Train Dreams esque. Just because there's an entire video where we go kind of just like in the Sandia man caves of New Mexico, and we're playing characters. Obviously, we're leading up to something quite quite big, I should say. That we're leading up to another short film, but it's a YouTube channel where we're completely in the characters of John and Wyatt. Me and Michael do that, and you should subscribe, and you can also follow the Instagram account. And you should also, if you
Oh,
are a
and
local,
by the way, for the folks at home, um,
yeah,
me and Luke do work on a lot of stuff together, and we are working on a lot of big projects
yes,
together. This is stuff that I'm not working on, so I am just as knowledgeable about this shit as you, and I'm just as excited for whatever his bullshit is leading up to. So I don't get any early
yes,
sneak peeks at this shit. I'm watching in real time with you guys. So yeah, I'm one of
absolutely.
you.
Yes, of course. Yeah, this is a real big passion of mine, but for a while now I've been working. It's been over a year. I have about 45 minutes of this film down, and it was originally just going to be a short film, follow-up to Encino Raiders, actually it's set in 1979, following these like an ensemble of detectives, and it's been super fun filming that. And we're obviously still making it. Hopefully, it gets done around this summertime. I would say, but yeah, it's been about over a year making this and really trying to fine tune it and all that stuff. And of course, follow my good friend Xavier Lopez has a theater. Um, he made a theater company and made a play, The Fullermans, which Xavier mentioned earlier, or sorry, which Eric mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal playwright, and over the summer, I wrote a Western play actually, and he wrote two around mine. I wrote mine first, and he wrote a prequel and a sequel to mine, and the both of us are directing it. There's stage plays. We don't know where they'll be hosted yet. We're still trying to figure out the finances and all that stuff. But you should check that out if you're a local to here at Albuquerque. And yeah,
Um,
that's pretty much all I've been up to.
yeah.
And then me and Eric, of course, we've already made, but
Yeah, we
we're
shot a
making
film,
a
a short
big
film that's
part.
coming out
Yes.
in spring of 2026. We're working on editing it. It may come out sooner than you think, but no promises
Nice.
on that. We have a lot of work that we need to do personally for other stuff. Obviously,
Yes.
Luke has a bunch of shit on his plate. I have a bunch of shit on my plate. So we're gonna see when
Hmm.
we can get it out, but we will be out before summer 2026. I can tell you that for sure.
Good.
Also, me and Luke are planning out, or in early stages of planning out a lot of other great shit that we're gonna do, and we actually might
Yes.
have like a group of short films that are gonna come out over the summer. Um, I don't want to say anything about what they're gonna be, but I
Yeah.
do hope you guys fucking love them. We're very passionate about what we're doing with that. Specifically, me very very passionate about it. So
Exactly.
yeah, look out for that. And obviously for all of this shit, if you keep listening to the pod, we'll give you more information as it comes out on this shit. Yeah. As for me, my socials, Zork TV on YouTube. That's my main channel where I do all my shit on. I talk about movie analysis. I'm working on a bunch of other bigger short film projects, so I might be doing a kind of a departure from my movie review stuff, but I'll see what I do. I'm still working on a few videos, but it takes me a while because I have shit on my plate, and I like being confident about what I edit. Um, as well as check out my twin brother's YouTube channel, Zork Nation. Um, I don't know how recent that shit's gonna get added stuff to it, but I do have some things in mind. I have some things shot for that I have not edited, so we'll see. But that one may take a little bit longer for shit to be uploaded to it. But I'm excited for that shit too. Um, Other than that, keep listening to the pod. Um, Obviously, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be everywhere where you find your podcasts. New episode every single Monday. And before
Yes.
we head off, Luke, I have a couple questions for you. Number one,
Yeah.
can you make it to the movie theaters this week?
Um, Dude, oh my God, dude, this week is low-key cooked.
Okay.
Maybe like
Okay.
late at night on a
Okay.
Friday. Actually, maybe Friday. Yeah, maybe
Okay.
Friday.
So all I'm saying is there is a movie coming out. It's called 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I know we both really
Oh yeah,
liked
okay.
the first 28 Years Later. If you
Yes.
can make your way to the movie theaters, I already have tickets to go see The Bone Temple. I'm excited. If you can make your way to the theaters to see The Bone Temple, that'd be awesome. We could talk about it next pod. If not, all good. But next podcast, the two movies we will be talking about is number one, Park Chan Wook's No Other Choice. Um,
Yes.
we Train Dreams is a very Luke film. It's a film that's like goes to all his sensibilities as like kind of a filmmaker, kind of the films he wants to make, and also the films that he's just in love with. No Other
It's
Choice
true.
is that kind of thing for me. This No Other Choice is like has all the elements of films that I am absolutely in love with and obsessed with, and does a lot of the shit that I want to do as a filmmaker and as a storyteller. So I'm very excited for us to discuss that. I've already seen it. Luke is gonna watch it. And
Yes.
I have some very interesting things to say about it. I'm already thinking about some shit. So I'm very excited to talk about that one. And
Good.
also, I have not told you this, but next week it's
Yes.
also my recommendation. So here's my
Yes, it
recommendation
is.
for a
I don't know
movie.
this yet. I don't know it. What is
Okay,
it?
we are going to be talking about Woody Allen's 1971 film Bananas.
Peak. I'll
Okay,
give that a
so
watch. What's
okay,
it on?
so it's on Tubi for Luke and also for all you lovely people in the audience. I highly recommend you try to watch the shit we talk about since we go into spoilers. But I'm not going to tell you anything about Bananas, but I am going to say it is a reason why I chose it is because it's politically relevant to some things that have been happening lately, and It's also just I'm a Woody Allen fan and I want to get to watch it. Also, you said you had a cooked week next week. It's only an hour and 20 minutes. It's a pretty short movie, so you should be able to
Oh,
fit it in.
nice. No, I absolutely will.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm Eric Dominguez.
And I am Luke Anaya.
And I will see you. Well, we'll see you guys next week on Monday.
Yes.
This has been the
Yeah, we'll
Beautiful
see you.
Friendship Podcast. Thank you guys for listening.